Abo. Her name was Abo. Her name was Abo. And she was Abo Baba Baba. You go pop. Yeah, pop. Hang on. Hang on, I'm live. Oh my god. That's not good. What a moron. I'm actually live. I didn't think I'd actually press the live button because I haven't even put my titles on yet. So anyway, right, that's very silly. Let's just put the titles on then. Hang on. Yeah. Anyway, it's a real live stream, so let's do it. Hang on, I'm live. Oh my god. What a moron. I'm actually live. I didn't think I'd actually press the live button because I haven't even put my titles on yet. So anyway, right, that's very silly. Let's just put the titles on then. Yeah. Anyway, it's a real live stream, so let's do it. Oh, and we're back. Wow. I thought I was poised, ready to press the go live button. And I thought, oh, I've got 2 minutes left. So there's me just playing with the dog and just thinking, oh yeah, I got time. But I didn't. So there you go. Anyway, hello everybody. Sorry, I'm eating a sweetie. Eating a sweetie. Hello. Sweeties are cheap sherbet lemon sweets, £1. They're great. Anyway, right, hello. So thank you for joining us. And we've got a few people in the chat. I don't know how many. Hang on, let me see if I can work it out. Oh, 52 people. Wow, 52 people. A bit random, isn't it, coming on at this time of the morning? But I suppose in your part of the world, it might be a very normal time. But it's actually quite late here. It's 2 in the morning. So hello to Simon BA, who was the very first person in the chat. Invasion of the stickers. What, these, you mean? Okay. Angela Cook, Nate Webb, Camp Busker, SDIT, Jax, whatever the hell that is. It's a bit of a long name, mate. Nate Webb, Adumanta, Benjamin, Timothy Lowry. It's hard to do this with a sweet in your mouth. Princess Lozzie, Andreas T, SPZL1. Yeah, bloody names. Honestly, don't make it easy, do you? Jamie L, 2K Exploring with Chelsea. That's a long name as well, by the way. Just saying, I mean, you're welcome, but, I provide the free service. It's a free service I provide, just telling you your name's bloody complicated or your name's long. It's a free service we provide. Popular Popty Ping. Okay. Sounds like something from Popty Ping. Isn't that a microwave? That's what Popty Ping is, microwave in Wales, isn't it? Popty Ping. Invasion of the Stickers. No, I've done that one. Steve Wills. Live stream. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Paul Innes. Mike Hunt. Yeah, we all know that one. Melissa Jones Paranormal. 2K Exploring with Chelsea. No, I've done that one. Sorry, somebody distracted me because they sent me a message. What? Oh, it's nothing. It's all right. Fine. Jamie L. Paul. I've done Paul Innes. Right. Oh, yeah. I'm getting me. I think I've done you all. Luke White. Hello, Luke White, moderator. Thank you. Yeah. 8 p.m. in Chicago. I can't speak because I got a sweet in my mouth. 8 p.m. in Chicago. Amazing job. Thank you. Exploring Brady. How do? Yes, how do indeed. I do it like this. That's how I do it. So how do you do it? That's how I do it. How is lovely Angel? Well, she's all right. I think she's out in the corridor now. She was here, but once I start like messing around with the stream, she buggers off. Oh, can rock myself. No, she's not there. She's not there. She's not happy because I'm talking to you lot, and she buggers off. Storm Chaser 300. Hello to New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand is a nice place. Yeah, what are they saying? Brady, what are you doing here tonight? I thought you was going. Says Melissa Jones Paranormal. So I have to send a link to somebody who might be coming in, who wants to come in because almost like feels like I'm a therapist at the moment for this person who's unhappy with something, so situations. So I'm like, I'm a support network now for this person, but we'll see. He'll be on when he can, I'm sure. I could send it out to a few other people. Let me just see if we got some others, because last night we did it all ourselves. It was pretty good though. Maybe we should just do me and him, because we seem to sort of bounce off each other quite well. We can talk for hours. So, yeah. Yeah, he was on live before. Okay. Well, maybe we can bring a few people in. It won't change very much, but yeah. Or will it? I don't know. Because sometimes it's just like everybody just sits there going, nice whilst I talk. It's nice to have people who react back sometimes, but yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Maybe we'll invite some people in. Maybe they'll come in. I don't know. Anyway, hello. Nice to see you all. Hello to Steve and Claire and their friend. I was just round their house, and I've just come back in to find the dogs peed on the floor. So yeah, Did I like the dehydrated pee joke? Yes, I think I did. Yes, you said I'd have to, if I dehydrated and then somebody drunk it, then it would be like they were pissed or something. They were a piss head instead of a drug head, a piss head, something like that. Yeah, I sort of remember the joke. Yeah. It's fun talking in convo, Matt. Yes, it is. As long as we're all talking the same subject matter. Here he is. Well, I assume he's a he. Maybe he's a she who just puts on a good show, but here he is anyway. Right. Here he is. Strike a pose. There's nothing to expose.
Strike a pose.
Strike a pose.
Strike a pose.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? It's been such a long time since we've spoken. It's amazing to be back on the Secret Vault live stream.
It's been thousands of minutes, mate.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's been.
How you doing?
It's been hundreds, if not nearly 1,000 minutes since we last spoke.
1,001.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, I was looking at the numbers. Last night's show, for whatever reason, was actually a pretty popular show.
Yeah,
I guess
because we make it real.
They like the banter. They like the banter, man.
They do.
They like the bullshit and the nonsense.
Yeah, but it wasn't, because it was a very emotive subject for close to many people's hearts, and I think I think if it gets any worse with YouTube, you're going to have people protesting in the fucking streets over YouTube and the way they fuck people around. You know?
Yeah, it is pretty crazy for sure.
I mean, like Facebook and all these things that people live on. They live. It's like somebody is like taking your house away from you and putting you in the street and making you homeless.
Well, it is. I mean, if YouTube, like if you have a large following and YouTube is your livelihood, right, or at least a major component of your livelihood, and then you say something or do something that they don't like and they pull the plug, I mean, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, I think the days are coming. You watch, where people are going to say, enough's enough, Yeah, you're a private corporation, but we need to use you. We have to use you, and you are restricting what we're trying to say. So people are going to probably demand rights on these platforms. It's not going to be a case it's not going to be a case in the future where people are going to just go, oh, it's a private company, they can do what they want. People are not going to put up with that. People are not going to put up with these companies laying the law down, And people are going to say, we have rights, we want rights. And governments, you have to say, we now have rights with these companies. They can't just block us, and they can't tell us what we're going to say and what we can't say. Yeah? This is going to happen. Yeah. I think you're going to see this happen.
The problem is that there's no viable alternatives to YouTube. YouTube is the only game in town. There's lots of other, there's BitChute and all these other severely inferior and primitive platforms, right? There's nothing that can do all the stuff that YouTube can do. And they know that, and they're using it to their advantage to fuck people over because there's nowhere else to go. It's like, oh, fuck YouTube. I'm going to go to BitChute, and my 100,000 subscribers will now be 3.
And why do they know that?
What do you do?
Why do they know that? They know that for a very big reason. It's because they came out of nowhere and took over everything. And there's a reason for that. There's a very big reason for that. It's not by accident.
The 3-letter company, the 3-letter word?
The alphabets, yes.
The alphabets. Well, Matt, it's Friday evening, and the weekend is over, so cheers, my dear.
Yeah, cheers, man. Oh, look at that. That was weird. It's
We can see
time for
we
the
can see your face in it.
secret vault. It's a time for secret vault in the glass. Yeah.
Your face was in the glass. Your face.
My feces in the
Yeah.
glass. My feces in the glass. The poopy
Oh
glass.
man.
Yeah.
This is my first beer of the week, by the way.
Well,
And it's absolutely delicious, dear boy.
there's like
How's
working a 9 to 5 for you, isn't it? You've got to drive to work and you've got to be
well,
sober and you can't drink, and then you've got to go to work next day and you can't drink.
yeah. And you got to do stuff, and you got to listen to people, and you got to work on projects, and you got to do spreadsheets and fucking emails and all kinds of shit, and all kinds of mean and nasty things. And then the weekend comes, and suddenly it's freedom, and here we are.
Mm. Well, whilst you spread sheets, I spread flaps. Brazilians, to be precise. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Mm. But yeah, I mean, I call this live stream, like Google is the NSA, because
Mm-hmm.
what else is there? I mean, that's
Well,
it.
isn't it true? Isn't it true that in the late 1990s, when Google was just getting going, they had a major financial contribution by the NSA?
And
They were partially funded by them.
you had to have a security clearance to work for Google. Why would that be?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. It's because they control what you say, they can watch what you do,
Mm-hmm.
everything you do is monitored by them, and it's the ultimate intelligence tool.
Oh, absolutely,
Ultimate,
man.
ultimate
100%.
intelligence tool.
Yeah. It's I mean, everything. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but I mean, 10 years ago, when I was talking about this, people would look at me like I should be in a padded cell. But every day, it becomes more and more true. I mean, everything you do in your life now, everything is harvested, collated, and collected and filed away. Everything. Everything you say online, every text message you send, every email you send, every website you go to, every transaction you make, every time you use your credit card, every time you walk down the street, every time you hit a button on a crosswalk, every time you everywhere you go, everything you do is harvested and collected. Everything. Now I know people are going to say, "Well, who am I? I'm nobody. No one's going to. Who gives a fuck about me? No one's going to be watching me. What do they give a shit about me? I missed an." No, no, no. You are a valuable commodity. The information that you generate can be sold for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Right? And any service that you use on the internet, any service that's free, you are the fucking price. That you are the commodity. You are the price, because anything that's free means they got their apps in every aspect of your fucking life. How many times where you say, "Hey," when you're on your phone and they say, "Hey, you know what? To authenticate your application to make it more secure, tell us your phone number so we can send you a text and prove it's you." And you're like, "Oh, what a great security feature! Let me enter that in." Boop, 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 and you send it off. Well, now they got your phone number, and now they can associate your phone number with your email address, and with your email address, they can associate where you go. So now they have an even bigger picture who you are, and they can make even fucking more money from you.
Why do people think that Google, if they didn't know, is banned in China? Because they
Well,
have
no,
their
they're not banned. They're not
you
banned in
you,
China.
you can't get
Google,
you can't get
China
access to
would.
them.
No, you can't, but they're not banned. China would love to do business with Google. They would love to. What happened is that Google was a burgeoning company in China. They were doing quite well, and the Chinese government came to them and said, excuse me, Mr. Google, we need access to your servers and all the data that goes through it from our citizens, and can you do that, please?" And Google said, "Nah, we're not doing that." And then they said, "Well, then we won't let you operate in our country." And they said, "Okay,
Yeah.
bye."
Yeah, but because there's a direct
So they're
well,
not they're not
there
they're
is
not
actually
banned.
They are banned, trust me. I mean, the Chinese government would have loved to have a backdoor into Google, but
Oh,
it is
fuck
never
yeah.
going to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like
No,
saying,
no,
like, let's install a Chinese spy in the White House, like right in the Oval Office. It's
yeah,
not going to happen, is it? Yeah. And
no,
there is your clue, there's your biggest clue. They will
yeah.
not allow Google to spy on the Chinese the way they spy on Westerners because we agree to it. We agree to it.
Mm.
Well, in China, they don't agree, but they've got no option. Like we, haven't really got much other option than to use
Well,
Google because the phones are designed by them. The operating system is basically
well,
everything goes through
I,
them,
I, I don't
you
want to
know,
open this door because I know you're very anti the company that I'm about to mention.
which are just as
Um,
bad and working with them. Yeah.
Not necessarily, but I hear what you're saying. Maybe we shouldn't go there because I can see your blood pressure rising already. Um, but no, Apple is making major strides on personal privacy. Now, when I say personal privacy, I mean, yes, Apple has access to all your data. Apple collates all your data. Apple takes all your stuff. Absolutely. But they're not selling it to third parties. They're not, it's not going to the government. They keep it to their own. Now, they're using it for their own purposes. Absolutely. But it's not going anywhere else. Whereas the likes of
I
Google and
disagree.
Facebook.
Oh, Richard
Okay.
Warnock donating £10. Sweet flaps got you covered, Lord Williams. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
What did he say?
I honestly said sweet flaps got you covered.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure your flaps are very sweet.
Mm.
As long as they're not aspartame sweet, then we're all good. I disagree. I think Microsoft, Apple, Google, they all report back to the government and not in a publicly acknowledged way
Mm-hmm.
because they couldn't be that could not be publicly acknowledged. But I mean,
It'd be devastating to them.
well, everybody knows it goes on. I mean, Facebook have been kind of like pulled over the coals for the spying they've been doing on people, and they're just one corporation, and they sell all
Mm-hmm.
that information. Apple
Yeah.
sells the information, Facebook sells the information, Google.
Apple doesn't sell the information.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's say okay, wait and see. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
scandal waiting to be exposed.
Oh
Trust
no!
me.
I mean, if it happened, of course, I'd be I'd be outraged. But publicly, now I know
Oh,
there is a
publicly, of
huge difference.
course. Yeah,
Yeah, and
publicly.
you make a good.
Yeah,
Well, you
no,
make a good. You do make a good point there, Matt, because
because
they
it's
were there.
highly sensitive
There's
information. What we're
public
talking about here
and
now.
there's private, right?
Yeah,
So Google publicly harvests all your information and sells it without a care in the world,
yeah.
right?
But
Apple
that's a good
pub
cover. It's a good cover.
Apple publicly states
Mm.
that they do not harvest your information and they do not sell it, and they actively block third parties from accessing your information, right? And that's what they say. Now, in reality, just like you said, in reality, it might be something very different going on, right? And
Mm.
I'm completely open to that fact. But publicly, they're saying this. And if that were to come out that they were on the download doing that stuff, the damage it would do to their company would be severe.
There's absolutely no way I believe that any of these companies wouldn't do it because they would be compelled to do it. They would be forced into doing it by the governments to get access to the back doors of their data centers. And the proof of this was kind of like tantalizingly wafted in front of people if they bothered to notice with WhatsApp. Do you remember the debacle that happened there?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
If
with
anybody doesn't
the
know,
licensing agreement.
well, WhatsApp said, hey, we're really secure, just like Apple does. We're really secure. We're so secure
Mm-hmm.
because we use encrypted data and we use
Right.
incredibly high level encrypted
Mm-hmm.
data. So the governments can't find out what you're doing and nobody's allowed to know what's going on in our servers.
Yeah.
So the government set them a deadline and they said, if you don't give us access, we
Mm-hmm.
block you.
Yeah.
and they're still there. So I guess they gave in. And this
Right.
is what happens. Closed room deals are done
Yep.
with Apple,
Hmm.
Microsoft, whoever it takes. And they're told, if you want to trade, if you wish to continue, you do what we say, otherwise you're fucking out in your heads. And that's it. And I think
Hmm.
the stakes are so serious that they would kill people over it. That's how serious the stakes are. Okay? Because what you're talking about with these information systems is something, it's only information, it's only people chatting
Hmm.
away. No, think of it differently.
Yeah, it's a lot more than
That's
that.
a military tool.
Oh yeah, man. If they say like in
Mm,
East Berlin with the Stasi in like the
yeah,
50s and 60s, the terror that they rained down on the populace, and they didn't have 1% of the information that we have, the information that we freely give to these companies, right?
yeah,
And they harvest. They know everything. They have profiles on me, on you, on everyone in the chat room. That if you had access to that file and you were able to look at it and see what they have on you, your fucking hair would curl. You'd lose your shit because they know stuff about you that
you don't
your
even know
fucking wife
yourself.
your wife doesn't even know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They know what websites you go to. They know what you like. They know what you do. They know everything about you. Now let me just clarify here. Having said that, there's not some fucking imbecile at a computer saying, "Oh, let me take a look. What's Matthew Williams?" No, that's not happening. There's no one's doing that.
Well, they
But
can
they
because
are.
that's what
Oh
it's there
no, they
for.
can't. No, absolutely. Yes, they
Yeah.
can if they want to, but everything is harvested, everything is collated, and everything is stored. And everything is stored until you do or say something which puts you on their radar. And the
Yeah.
minute you're on their radar, then they can go back and pull all that information, get a very detailed, highly accurate profile of who you are and what you've done, and they can build a case against you incredibly fast because they have this backlog of data that they've been harvesting through your entire life. Nobody's there watching like, oh look, oh my god, oh look, Matt is buying a loaf of bread and a bottle of milk in the fucking no, nobody gives a shit. Nobody's watching you, but that information is being collected.
Well, there are systems which kind of analyze, whether or
Yeah.
not you should have a certain amount of money, and when you start spending outside
Yes.
your limits, then
Yes.
they start to
Yes.
raise flags, and that's
Right.
even like banks even do that. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you and
100%. 100%.
people don't even realize that your bank, if you go in and say I want to withdraw £10,000, you get a
Mm-hmm.
phone call from the police in the UK. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
you
know
get a phone call from the police.
that. Uh-huh.
Why do you want this money, sir? And you're going,
Yeah.
hang on, why is
It's none of your
why is
fucking
my
business what I
bank
want.
why is my bank telling the police? Because they
Yeah.
have to. Because there's a secret agreement which you don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the tip of
Yeah.
the iceberg. If you try to withdraw more than I think it's £500, right?
Right.
It gets logged. Yeah. If you try to withdraw more than £5,000, it automatically has to be informed to the police. Yeah.
There's something similar over here. It might not be as severe as it's sounding in the UK, but over here that if you deposit um or if you deposit $10,000 or more in your bank, and that's not a normal thing, let's just say you have your standard paycheck every it's $5 or $6,000 every couple of weeks you're depositing in your bank account, and all of a sudden there's
There's a blip.
say there's 15,000 deposited in there, right? Which is not
Yeah.
a lot of money, but if then they're like, ooh, what's going on here? Red flag. Authorities are notified, and then you'll be contacted, right? Like, where'd this money come from? What's going on? And
Yeah.
it'll be added into your audit for your annual taxes. So you can't like slip under the radar and not pay taxes on this money. So I think it's like a 10 grand limit. Any if an
Mm-hmm.
unusual amount, I mean, obviously, if you're a multimillionaire and you're having $60,000 deposited every 10 minutes, no one's going to say shit. But if you're just an average regular person, they're going to be like, oh, what's up with this?
Yeah. And people don't even understand that those systems are in place. there were systems which were invented when computers first started coming in to like deal with libraries and library card systems. The FBI became very interested in the fact that now they could just look at the whole of the United States and see who's pulling out what books. This is before the
Mm,
days of the internet and web
yes.
pages, yeah? The FBI wanted
Yes.
to know what books
Who's
were
yeah.
people reading,
Hmm.
because the types of books that people were
The
reading might give a clue to the types of things
right.
they're thinking.
This was a huge. This might have even begun around the time around 1980 when Mark David Chapman murdered John Lennon, and he murdered John Lennon. And when they arrested him and took him in, and they searched him, they took the gun off him, all that shit. They found he had a book of J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye in his pocket of his jacket that was a well thumbed, like he'd read this book like it was the fucking Bible. Every page was dog-eared, and they're like, well, wait a second, if maybe there's something to this. Let's pull all the records from the libraries. Let's see if we can get all the data and collate some kind of patterns as to who's taking out what books and who's reading what and so on. And I think it even went beyond that to purchases in bookstores. And now it's probably tied into Amazon to see who's buying the books and how it collates with their personality and what they're capable of and that kind of stuff. So they can build a personality profile of what you're into.
So I mean, they've probably got a massive file on me and cheetah bollocks and chimpanzee testicles. You know,
Maybe, yeah. Brazilian waxing, yeah.
Brazilian waxing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
yeah. I mean, but there's somebody. What was it? Let's have a look back. Scroll back up. I did have it. Andrea Hay said she sold her car for 9,000, and the cops were called.
Yeah. What?
And people don't realize this, you see, because if you just
Yeah,
deal in
but then again, Matt, that car, it wasn't worth 9,000. So maybe there was some fraud. But
and
I'm
it had
joking.
been,
I'm
it had been
kidding. I'm
used in a
joking.
bank robbery
I'm joking.
and serial rapes around the United States.
Right,
So
right.
it's
Wow,
not
that's
surprising.
crazy.
Andrea, just stop serial raping using your car. You just cover up the number
Yeah,
plate, you'll be fine. You know. So
exactly. What
yeah,
you do is on the back license plate is in the boot in the trunk. You hang like a dirty rag out of the back, so it just covers up, it obscures the license plate. Then
mm,
you're okay.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
So
it does. It
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well, police think about it because they cover up their number plates. It's the latest thing in the States now is police getting caught for like using blanking plates that go over the number
Uh
plates
huh.
that can't be seen from certain angles. You can
Can't
only
be
just
seen.
about see them
Oh,
straight on,
well,
but
no,
not
no, that
up.
those are legal. Anyone can buy those. There's lots of people buy those for their cars.
Yeah, but the
So that
police have been
when you
caught
go
out
through
doing it. The police officers.
the speed cameras
Mm.
and they take a picture, the flash goes off, and the coding on the license plate, you can never get a photograph of the license plate because it reflects off the flash.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so you can buy those.
you could buy them, but it's kind of interesting, isn't it? The police that would do you for something like that,
Mm,
are using them themselves. And it's been proven
yeah.
time and time again. There's been, little pieces done on the news saying, we've caught these police using these. It's
Yeah, well,
like, yeah.
it's a law for one. It's a law for them, law for us, right? It's two different things. What was
Mm,
that one with that guy? He was on a bicycle, and there's a video of this, and he had a GoPro on his helmet, and he's on a bicycle riding down the lane, and this cop comes around the corner, straight on, and hits him. Now the cop was on his phone texting as he turned the corner. And this was on, he caught it on the camera, the guy,
mm,
and the guy
mm.
pulled him over, and the guy says, what are you doing? Were you texting? You weren't even looking. Immediately the cop went into defensive mode. Let me see your ID. How long have you had that bike? That the whether because whoever is questioning controls the conversation, right? So
Mm.
if they when you start questioning someone, you're in control. So you got to flip that script real quick. Otherwise, it's like it's like being in an interview. When you're being interviewed by someone, they're in control, and you're being submissive. They're being dominant, and they're asking you the questions. So what you have to flip that script. You have to start turning it around and then asking them questions, and you shift the balance of power. But this is all trained. All the police officers are trained in how to question and to manipulate and to push people down certain thought patterns that they wouldn't normally go, and to take control. They go through intensive training on this, right? So it's a rigged game from the get go. The minute you get pulled over, the minute they start talking to you, you're on a loser. You're
Mm.
already lost because it's a rigged game from the fucking moment. There's nothing fair about it, you know?
Well, so they want me to say time capsule. There we are, time capsule. Well done. Um, they're saying
Well,
Bitcoin is anonymous. Well, it is and it isn't, because
kind of.
every single
Kind of is.
transaction that's ever been done on Bitcoin is there for every Bitcoin user to see. So
Yeah, but it can't be because of blockchain. It can't be tied. But let me put it this way to you: if you know what you're doing, and most people who buy and sell Bitcoin don't, but if you know what you're doing, you can purchase and sell Bitcoin. And I wouldn't say it's impossible for them to find you out, but it ain't easy.
Yeah, because I mean, but most people who use Bitcoin at some point would probably transfer it through some broker system to actual cash, in which case you've
Right,
then
right. So
revealed exactly who you are. But
exactly. So
yeah,
there's one the biggest one here in the States, and I don't know if it's the same in the UK. It's called Coinbase, and it's a Bitcoin. It's a cryptocurrency wallet. It's on Android and iOS. And that's the biggest one where you can buy, sell, and trade crypto. But when you set up an account with them, you have to take a photograph of your driver's license, put in your social, all this bullshit to identify. Excuse me, to identify yourself to them.
mm,
So even though the transactions that are being made are anonymous, the Coinbase company
knows who
know
you
it's
are.
you. Right.
Yeah.
So if law enforcement came to Coinbase and said, "Hey, we've noticed this transaction has gone through, blah blah blah, this amount of money. Who is it?" They they could tell them,
Mm,
right? Because they have the government. The transactions themselves are anonymous, but because you're transacting through Coinbase, which is like a middleman, they have all that information. But having said that, there are some crypto wallets out there that are anonymous. And what you can do is you can purchase the crypto through the anonymous wallet, and then you can buy a vault, a USB key vault, which is an encrypted USB key, which you can store your crypto on there. And you plug that into your PC. You copy all your crypto from there and put it onto your wallet. You unplug it, and then that USB key, you can put that in a bank vault, put it whatever. It's completely anonymous. There's no way they can track that crypto because it's taken from from the wallet, put into the encrypted vault on the USB key, which is a hardware wallet. You pull it out of your computer, and you can put it in your pocket, put it in a bank vault, put it and it's off the internet. It's gone.
mm.
So there are ways to do it. So I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it ain't easy. They would have to jump through some significant hoops to find out who's making the transactions.
Yeah. I mean, somebody was saying Bitcoin price is over 60,000.
So yes, it
No,
was a $64,000 a
no, he stopped. Beep 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 beep. Oh well, he stopped. But yeah, somebody else is saying, why would I say? He'll come back on in a minute, I'm sure. So, there he is. You stopped for a minute there, sir.
what happened?
You froze up.
Yeah, the whole thing went weird. Huh.
Yeah.
I was going to say yes. Bitcoin is at $63,000 yesterday.
Wow, I never
That's
even
one.
realized it's gone that high.
That's for one Bitcoin. Now,
Mm,
in 2010, Bitcoins were about 5 cents a Bitcoin, something like
mm-hmm,
$3. So if you'd spent like $1,000 on Bitcoin back in 2010, you would be a multimillionaire right now.
mm. That's amazing.
Something to think about. Yeah.
I might even have a bit of Bitcoin, but it's going to be very small. I probably spent it. I can't even remember. It's not going to be
Yeah.
much, but
But all crypto right now is going up. Dogecoin is actually
Doge,
is it Doge or Dodge? I don't know. Say
Doge,
Dogecoin.
Doji,
Let me give
Doji,
some
Dogecoin.
viewers some advice. Right now, Dogecoin is about 35 cents a coin. A week ago, it was no, about 6 months ago, it was about 5 cents a coin. Now it's up to 35 cents.
Mm,
They're expecting it to by the end of the year to go to $1 a coin, and then keep going from there.
yeah,
So
to the moon, to the moon.
buy some Dogecoin
I used to I used to
if you got
mine it.
got
I
some
used to mine
yeah
Dogecoin.
if you got some spare cash, now's the time to, because right now it's fairly cheap. So you could buy, a few hundred coins that over the next 5 years could make you a considerable about it. Because if Dogecoin goes the way of Bitcoin in 5 or 10 years from right now, you could have a huge fucking chunk of change. So think about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I kind of stopped it because it was just a massive electric, and I had loads of
Yeah.
graphics cards doing it, and it was just costing
Did
a
you
lot of money
how
to do
many
it.
did you mine a lot though? Did you have a lot of them? Did you mine
Um,
any?
well, a couple of £100 worth.
Do you still have it?
No, I used it to buy
No.
things with.
Should have hung on to it, dude.
Mm,
You got to be in for the long haul.
yeah,
You can
but
imagine back
it,
2010
it's
and
very
you bought
volatile.
Bitcoin.
When I was doing it, it was like it was sort of blipping and then going
Yeah.
down, and then
Hmm.
going down, and then it would blip up again and go back down, and it was
Right.
like it was
Right.
all
Right.
this sort of crap, and yeah, it got a bit boring, and there were Mount Gox. There was all these like sort of scandals with various companies that were
Hmm.
in there to kind of transfer your money and then took all the coins and then went bust, and all this
Well,
sort of shit.
Elon,
So,
one of the things that has given Doge a boost is that Elon Musk has invested hundreds of millions of dollars in Doge.
mm,
Which has really pushed it up. I mean, nobody thought that it would get to 35 cents. Now everyone's speculating it's going to get to $1. Once it gets to $1, it's going to get to $2, and then $5, and then $10. So that Dogecoin that you bought for like 30 cents a year or 2 years from now, that 30 cents is going to be worth $5. 10 years from now, it's going to be worth $20, and so on and so on and so on. So your money's going to keep going like this. I mean, yeah, there's going to be peaks and valleys on the way, but overall, it's going up.
mm. Somebody's asking what happens when you put your money into Bitcoin and things. Well, I mean, you own it. You can decide whether you want to buy things
Hmm.
in Bitcoin because
Yeah.
you could buy things in it, which will be worth, a lot less because your Bitcoin is worth more. So, it's like,
Hmm.
that there's that to it, but you could convert it back. But if you do that,
Yeah, you can pull it out. Yeah.
yeah, if you do that, where do you do it? Because if you do it through a well-known agency or broker, then it's going to become apparent when that money hits your bank account after you transfer it. So,
Hmm.
there aren't
Yep.
many places you can convert Bitcoin to cash
Correct.
anonymously across a
Correct.
counter and then walk out and they
Exactly.
don't know
No.
who you are, you know?
100%. Yeah, you're completely correct. Yes.
So, you've got to, but I mean, if you're making enough money, then who cares? And I mean,
Yeah.
you
I
could
mean,
give the
I would
Bitcoin
I
to various
I
people who you could launder Bitcoin because you could give it to loads of people.
sure.
They transfer it into cash, give it back to you. Then you put the cash in various accounts and, you can launder
Yeah,
it
I
that
mean,
way.
I would I'd gladly pay the taxes on $1 million from Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're making a vast sum of money from a small investment. You're making a huge amount of money. So yeah, if Uncle Sam said, "Yeah, you owe us this much money in taxes," I'd be like, "No problem. Here's a check. Get the fuck out of here.
Uh, I
Leave
mean,
me alone. Get out of my face. Here's your money. Fuck off.
the trouble is there's a limited amount of Bitcoin as well. So I mean, it's going to reach a point where,
Yes,
there
it's going to run
you
out.
can't actually use it anymore. So it can be traded, but you can't
No, no,
create
no, no,
more.
no, no, no. The value, exactly, because
Mm,
we're going to get, because it's a finite amount. So when we get to the limit, and it's like that's it, no more Bitcoin, the value is going to fucking go through the roof.
mm,
And the speculation is that the value is going to get so crazy that it's going to drag all other cryptocurrencies up with it.
mm.
So it's a win-win.
So
You know.
yeah, but I mean, this is it. Banks like to spy on you. Governments like to spy on
Yep.
you. They want to watch what you're
Yep.
doing, what you're
But
buying, what you're
you know
looking
what's
at.
ironic? You know what's ironic though, Matt? I know what's ironic. Governments love to spy on you, but governments don't like to be spied on. Have you noticed that?
Mm.
It's not a two-way street.
Yeah, if you spy on a government, or if you kind of like, break into a military base and start watching what they're doing and looking
It's
through their
not.
documents,
Yeah.
they don't like that shit. But
Oh, they
it's
don't like
okay
that.
for them
It's
to
not a two-way
break
street.
into your house. It's okay for them to
Oh,
sneak into your
absolutely.
house in the middle of the night and look through all your stuff and find
Absolutely.
out what you're up to. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Because
no
at the end of
problem
the
with
day,
that.
we are
No problem.
property. We are property
Yeah.
of
Fuck
governments.
yeah.
We like
Yeah.
to think
It's
we're, free, but in fact we are property. We're chattel.
well,
Cattle.
it's a monopoly, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a monopoly. They have a monopoly on violence, right? They have a monopoly on force. They have a monopoly on spying. They have a monopoly on control. And it's not a level playing field. It's not fair. It's not just. But the concepts I'm just relaying right now are concepts that most people don't even think about, comprehend, or consider.
Mm,
Right? They don't consider it. Why is it that a policeman can call his buddies and they can all come over and beat you up, and there's no problem? But if you find a policeman and you call your buddies and you go to beat up the policeman, that's not cool. Why
yeah.
is that? Because they have a monopoly on force. You do not. Every interaction, and I'm speaking mainly about the United States, but this is the world over. But over here, every interaction you have with the police has the potential to end in your death. Every interaction. If you approach a policeman and say, "Excuse me, can you tell me the directions to wherever?" Right, a completely innocent, request that has the potential to end in your death, right? Because it could spiral out of control, and because it's not a level playing field, and because they have the monopoly on force, they can and will kill you.
Yep. Yeah. And they do believe that they are righteous and that you are untrustworthy, and that's the way you have to
Right.
believe in them, but they don't
Hmm.
believe in you. They don't
Yeah.
believe in you. You're just somebody that probably is up to something and needs to be investigated, and but you can't turn around and say, well, I'm sorry, I want to investigate you, the government. They're like, no, well, you
Yeah.
can't. We
No,
have
they
secrets.
don't.
Doesn't work that
They
way.
can't do that. No, it doesn't work that way. It
So it's
should, but
like
it doesn't.
you're not allowed to have secrets. And if you
Yeah.
haven't done anything wrong, what are you worried about? Well, I say, well, if the government haven't done anything wrong, what are they
Yeah.
worried about?
Exactly.
But you're not
Exactly.
allowed to. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to ask. So
I mean, you
it
get all these. Have you seen these fucking retards on TV saying, "Oh, we should allow a backdoor to all encryption so we can catch the terrorists"? If you're not doing anything wrong, what have you got to be worried about? And I'm like, oh well, okay, great. Can I have your password to your email, please? What do you mean? Well, you want access to my stuff, so can you give me the password to your email account so I can go and check your stuff? Well, no, you can't look at my stuff. But wait. So let me get this straight. So you can look through all my shit, but I can't look at yours?
Yeah.
What's up with that? That doesn't seem fair to me. That's not right. It's ridiculous. It's a fucking goof.
Yeah. Storm Chaser points out, sort of incorrectly and slightly correctly, he's 1 year out, but he says, just like the movie 1985. Well done. Slightly out there,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah. I think he's being sarcastic.
Mm.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I mean, this is the trouble. People, they don't really care that they're being spied on. They don't care
yeah,
because they go, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. But it's like, well, do you have a right to any sort of privacy in your life? I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, well, what's the problem with there being a camera in the corner of the room watching you having sex? Why not? Why not have that? Because you're not doing anything wrong. So why can't the government just watch, whenever they want to, and just watch and put a little camera in your television and like watch you in your lounge and well, they've got the cameras in the phone, they got the microphones in the
yeah.
phone, they got the microphones everywhere. So they can listen to you, they can monitor, they can
Exactly.
assess, they can look into your bank accounts. They can look into your work, money, work, life, personal life, everything. You know, these days they can even turn your car on and off. They can decide. Oh, he's driving somewhere we don't like what he's up to. Let's just turn his car off. We're starting to get to that level now. ANPR cameras monitoring where you go in your car. Your
Yeah, everything.
your phone monitors you
Phone.
where you are to within a couple of meters inside a
Uh huh.
house, so
Yep.
they know who you're meeting. They don't need to know. They don't need to necessarily know what you're talking about, but they know who you're meeting,
Yeah.
when, and if money is exchanged, they can probably say, well, money changed hands at a certain time. We know he was in a building. So you don't even have to go into a bank and exchange money because they know, well, that happened when
Yeah.
you were in this house. The money went into this guy's bank at the same time. He was in the same house. Cha-ching, we know who you're doing business with. Without even going into the bank accounts, they can work that
Right.
out.
But and there's more to this as well. There's a cultural component because we're being culturally conditioned to believe that everything that you just described is okay.
Because
Right.
why would you not want
Right.
to be honest and
Exactly.
open with
And
what you're doing?
the vast majority of people in the UK and in the US and every other, the vast majority, 90+% people, the conversation that we're having, these thoughts have never entered their head ever, their entire life. They've never had these kind of thoughts their entire life. They think it's perfectly natural. They trust in authority. They believe that these people that are in these positions have their best interests at heart. They believe it, right? They're completely fucking brainwashed. They don't have a goddamn thought in their head. They don't have a fucking clue. And this is all complete cultural conditioning.
And I mean, there's a series on television that was called Person of Interest, and it kind of went into
Oh
the,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
the deep state, how they
Mm-hmm.
monitor you and track you. And there are systems which watch cameras, and there are systems which watch the telephone system.
Yep.
They will listen to millions of phone calls an hour. They can recognize a voice in a crowd of tens of thousands.
Hundreds of millions. Yeah.
Yeah, they can recognize a voice, in
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of millions of phone calls, and they
Right.
log just in the same way as if I upload a video onto YouTube, right? Within seconds of me uploading it, it says checking, checking, and it listens to
Mm-hmm.
every single word,
Everything.
and it produces
Everything.
subtitles. It produces subtitles
Yep.
because it knows. And they've been
Right.
doing this since the 80s, but it's only just
Yep.
now coming to light that now these systems are there for YouTube and things like that. But they've had these systems for a long time.
For
So
a
they
long
know
time.
all the words you're saying, and they know
Everything.
keywords.
Speech recognition
Mm?
is flawless, right? Now the public version that we see is about what, 95 to 98% accurate. Every once in a while it'll fuck shit up. But it's about 95 to 98% accurate. That's the public version. The private version is 100% accurate. Completely
And they know
flawless, right?
keywords.
Because I mean, there are two levels of technology in this world. There's the public version of technology, with our iPhones and our computers and our, our this and that and our fucking TVs and all this shit. That's the public version of technology. There's a private version of technology, which makes the public version of technology look like the fucking Stone Age.
Look
Now I
like
understand
clockwork.
it's like clockwork, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I understand that to the average person, the words that I just said would make you think that I'm mentally ill or I'm out of my mind. But I promise you, what I'm saying is true, right? Conservatively, the deep state and the private technology that exists conservatively is about 30 years ahead of what's publicly available. And that's conservatively. They might be considerably more than that. But on average, I would say privately, the technology that exists is about 30 years in the future to what we currently are experiencing here on Earth.
Mm.
And you have a visitor.
Interloper. She heard me. This is my caffeine, my caffeine tablets, and she heard me go. She thought
Oh,
there
yeah, she
must be
heard
something here.
that.
There must be something here.
Said the
You,
Joker to the thief.
yeah. I tell you what, though, I do need to go
You
and
gotta go
get
take a piss.
up. Well, no, no. I never piss.
Ah,
I just expel alcohol.
liquid.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I'll be back in a second. Let me see if Doggy wants. Yeah, she probably wants to fill up in a bowl as well. So we'll put
All right.
alcohol in her bowl to keep her happy. So
Perfect.
yeah. What else?
Excellent. I'll go ahead and look through the chat here because there's a lot going on. Let's see what's been going on here in the chat. Let's see. Andrea Hay says, I have dealt with bad cops in the past and I don't trust them anymore. Well, keep this in mind. There are no good cops. They're all bad. Now, I just said that and you're all thinking, surely, Gareth, that can't be true. There's good cops and there's bad cops. There must be good cops. They can't all be bad. Well, let me throw this one at you. If there were good cops, how come they're not ratting out the bad cops? How come they're not fucking pointing at them saying, hey, you're doing illegal shit. You're out of here. Because they won't, because there's a fraternity, because there's like a brotherhood. They're all together. Now there are cops that have conscience and they think, hey, you know what, I'm not very comfortable with what these guys are doing. Maybe I should go tell someone. But that shit is quashed like that because you're in the fucking fraternity. You're in the club. You're in the deal. All right. And the club is you keep your fucking mouth shut and you do what you're told. And you don't fucking grass on people. You don't tell on people. Even though your conscious in your head, is saying, oh, they're doing stuff wrong. I should tell, but you never do. So there are no good cops. So get past that. What else?
Oh, good.
What
Good
else we
night,
got?
Melissa. By the way. Oh,
Did Melissa leave?
somebody said penis graft. Okay.
There
Fair
you
enough.
go.
Yeah. There are even systems I've been told about which can distinguish a person by the way they type on a keyboard.
Yes, that's true. That's absolutely true.
It's a fingerprint. The way you type when you
Yep.
type numbers and
100%.
letters, the spacing, the very fine spacing between which numbers you press and what pauses
Yep.
you make is a fingerprint.
You are correct. 100%.
And there's lots of systems out there which these people have developed, to kind of to track people and hunt people down and find people. So
Well, back
okay,
in the days, back in the 80s and 90s, when there weren't flat panel computer displays and all your computer displays were CRTs, right? Do you know they had a technology which could tune because the CRT would give off a very specific electrical buzz,
yeah,
right? And they had technology which would which could capture that buzz, translate it into the picture that it's displaying. So in other words, you could be in your house on your computer on Windows fucking 95 or whatever, on your big fucking, your massive 15-inch CRT. And across the street there could be a van with an antenna on it. And with no wires, no bugs, no cables, no nothing. They haven't bugged your house or anything. But that van across the street is watching everything you do on your screen.
yep.
That shit happened. This is not science fiction. It's not fantasy. It happened. And it happened in the past because what I'm describing right now is ancient technology, is
Yeah.
30, 40-year-old technology, right?
Yeah.
Back in the days of CRTs.
Yeah. The technology was called Tempest, and
Yes.
yeah, so they used to have a system called anti-tempest, which was to get to make systems secure. So the military, they had televisions and monitors and computers which were all tempest proof,
Mm-hmm.
and they would be screened with metal sheeting around them. You know, like they say, the tinfoil hats.
Faraday
Yeah,
cage.
yeah, they're like the tinfoil. Yeah, literally
Yeah.
like tinfoil metal to kind of like shield the signals. And if people remember back to when I went into a place called Mount Wise, which was a military establishment for the Navy,
Uh-huh.
those rooms were Faraday cages. They were metal lined.
Right.
But even a Faraday cage can still emit signals because, you if you bounce a signal into metal, then the signal bounces through the metal and it can come out. You know,
Yeah.
so what they have to have inside these secure environments is not only the shielding, but they have to have something that dissipates the signal from the shielding. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I did actually show people these capacitor coils that they have, and they were marked up. They were made in California, actually. I can't remember the company name, but
All the best stuff is made over there, dude.
yeah. And it basically they had lots of these things around the outside of these rooms, so it would take the signal from the room and kill it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
kill it completely.
I
So
remember
yeah.
late 90s, early 2000s. It was before 9/11, and I remember being at work, and I worked for a fairly large ISP here in Southern California back in the late 90s. And I remember talking to people and telling them about Tempest, about Magic Lantern, and all of these fucking where they're harvesting all your information. And distinctly remember people looking at me like I was out of my fucking mind because they could not wrap their heads around it. They could not believe that this shit is even possible. And here we are 20 years later, and I've been proved 1,000% correct in every way.
So then, that's receiving data. That's pulling data out. Then there's the transmission systems which they've
Hmm.
developed as well for pushing data into things,
Right.
into systems, injecting information into computers, and injecting information into you.
Yes.
Microwave weapons, which actually push
Right.
information into your brain, make you think different
Yes.
thoughts. The Russians
Exactly.
Russians were called out on this quite publicly. At I think it was there were a few embassies that were being bugged, but they were also
Yeah.
being pushed
Being
with
beamed.
stuff, beamed.
There
Yeah.
was a case here in the states in I don't remember but I think it was like the early to mid 1990s, and it was a big case because this a single mother with three young children. Children were like between 3 and 6 years old, little kids. She murdered her children. She killed the kids, and the story came out that the reason she did this was be- was because over a series of 6 to 8 months before she killed them, she kept having these voices in her head telling her to kill her children. And after a while, she succumbed to the voices, and she killed them. And there was massive speculation around that time, and was that this was an experiment using the technology that you just described. Let's see how far we can push somebody. Let's see how effective these tools are. Let's see if we can tell someone to kill their kids. And who knows? Maybe these fucking retards will actually do it. Right? Now,
Well,
how
psychological
sick,
operations.
right? but how sick and fucked up in the head can you be to actually not never mind actually doing it, but to conceive something as deprived and horrific as that, you know? And it really gives you an insight into the powers that actually do run this planet, how fucked up and deprived they actually are, how evil.
Well, this is it. I mean, in China right now, they've got systems whereby facial recognition on cameras is picking up people. And if they spot you doing something they don't like, they run your face through the database. So they don't even need to have your fingerprints, and they run your face through the database. They go,
Hmm.
this is the person, mark him down. So score him down. He is dropping litter. He's spitting on the
Yeah,
street. He's
right.
speaking badly about the government in some way. Mark him
Well,
down.
that's the uh, that's the Chinese model right now. I know David Icke says that the Chinese model is the test bed.
Yeah.
That's the model that's eventually going to be rolled out worldwide over the next 20 years or so.
Yeah, and I mean, we're starting to sort of see things with this COVID-19 stuff with vaccine passports, and we all know. I mean, it's even been admitted that the vaccine as it stands is not going to be enough to keep you safe. You could still get it, you can still transmit it. So, what sort of vaccine is this? It's kind of like, well, it's
Well,
the
dude, I
vaccine.
don't know if you remember
It's the
a
vaccine
year
doesn't do
ago,
very much, does it? Yeah.
a year ago, right? March, April
Mm.
2020. The conspiracy fucking maniacs
Mm.
were all saying, "You wait and see. There's going to be a fucking vaccine passport. They're not going to let you travel." And everyone's like, "Oh, don't be so silly. That's not good." Here we are a year later. Guess what? Guess what's
Yep.
fucking happening?
You got a vaccine
You know?
passport, and it's to soften people up to the concept of, you're going to have a passport for this, a passport for that, a passport. You're going to have to all these systems, and if you don't have them, you won't be able to travel, which may
Right.
mean you might not be able to visit people, which might mean you might not be able to go to work because you are not
Yeah.
safe to leave your house.
Your
You
papers,
know,
please.
yeah. So, but it's done under the auspices of not like it's not a political thing. It's for your health. It's for your
Mm.
benefit. You know. So isn't it funny how health can suddenly become like social credit? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very disturbing. The path that we're on. It worries me also, because I mean, here I am. I'm living in California. My mother in Wales is not getting any younger, right? And, I know that one day I'm going to get that phone call. It's going to happen. I mean, I'm hoping it's not going to be for years and years and years, and years, but I know it's coming, right? I'm not a
Mm.
fucking idiot. I know it's going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and it really concerns me. I would love to come back to the UK for Christmas this year. I would love to. And in fact, my mother's phoning me every week, saying, Gareth, I don't want you all alone in that flat for Christmas. You better come home. You better come home now this year. And I would love to, but am I going to be allowed to? Am I going to
Mm.
be allowed to hop on that plane? Are they going to be giving me all? Am I going to jump through 50 fucking hoops to get on a plane, like a mental case? It's unbelievable. Who? I mean, I would never have thought in my wildest dreams that we'd be living in a world like this. It's insane. It's fucking. It's a mental institution.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, people are talking about, as they say in the chat, they're saying cashless society. Well, if all your cash is derived from only methods that can be kind of accounted for, that you're not allowed, it's a control system. So it's like, well, I mean, I'll scroll back a bit. I personally believe that what we have right now at this point is it's like a taxation on happiness right now. It's not about the COVID. It's not about COVID, yeah, because you can work unrestricted. Okay? As long as you use the word work, you can do anything. You can go anywhere in the world, anywhere in the United Kingdom, anywhere, do anything. 24/7. Nobody questions you. As long as you use the word work. Yeah? The moment you use the word self or pleasure or friends or not allowed. So
Yeah.
these are bad words now.
Right.
Friends,
Right.
myself, travel, personal, everything personal,
Forget it.
you're not allowed. But everything work, allowed.
Good. Yeah.
Work, good, personal, bad.
Bad. You got
Yeah.
you got to keep being the cog in the wheel. You got to keep the economy chugging along.
As long
You
as
got
the
to
economy's
keep
working,
those. You know, you're
good.
good.
You
Good to
don't
go.
matter. You don't
Yeah.
matter. Your family doesn't matter. Your extended family doesn't matter. Work,
Doesn't
not a
matter.
problem. Gold card. Work, access
Doesn't
all
matter.
areas. VIP, through
It's
straight
like
on the fast train.
you
But
remember
you,
in
you don't
the
matter. Yeah.
remember the Looney Tunes cartoons when Wile E. Coyote was building stuff. I mean, bum, 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 ba-da-da-da, bum, 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 ba-da, right? Because that's what you're building, right? Bum, 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 ba-da, and that's good. But the minute you take a break, oh, whoa, 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 what are you doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? We got shit to do. You know, this wall is not going to paint itself. Let's go.
Yeah. So this is a problem, that we have right now, is that, personal time is being demonized. The fact that
Yeah,
you might want to visit people and socialize and things, they're
yeah.
trying to demonize it. And we've been given tasters, like, oh, you can have a bit of a taster of going back, but you just know right behind this, oh, but we want to get you back on track, but oh, there's another variant, another variant, another variant.
Another variant.
It's always going to be the excuse. I think we're going to go back and back and back, and it's going to be no. Personal time is not justified. You don't have a right to have
Mm-hmm.
fun and do things anymore. It's going to be, if we're not
Yeah.
careful, if we don't take back control, it's going to be literally like your life is now work, dedication to the machine. You don't have a right to have
Well,
fun.
welcome to the machine. What was that Pink Floyd song? Welcome to the machine.
Yeah.
Welcome to the machine. Yeah, man.
You know,
We've been talking about some very depressing topics here, but topics that are very real also, right? I mean, it's so weird. I mean, we're immersed in a very large reality, but we only perceive a tiny fraction of it. There's so much going on that we're completely unaware of, and because we're unaware of it, we don't think it exists, which is foolishness.
yeah, and we got to fight back, because I mean, if China is the role model and the rollout for some sort of like social system, then we
Oh,
have to
it's gonna
be
be fucked up. Can you imagine? Oh my God,
the
fuck.
rollout for the not going to happen on my watch.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a
You know,
fucking. Can you imagine how these
Mm.
fucking retard Chinese put up with that bullshit? I don't know. I mean, for fuck's sake, my God.
But I
You
mean,
know,
so many people are.
grow a set of fucking balls and yank that fucking retard out of his office and hang him from a fucking tree or something.
Yeah,
You know, you're putting up with, you must do that. Fuck you. I mean, it's unbelievable. How much bullshit, how much shit are they going to take until it gets to the point where they're like, you know what? Fuck this.
yeah, but I
You know,
mean,
it's fucking on.
I was hearing a guy who founded Wikipedia yesterday. He was on a thing
Uh-huh.
called Timcast. I couldn't listen to it all, but I kind of knew. I kind of knew what he was saying, and I kind of already knew what he was gonna say. Don't take
Uh-huh.
that in a facetious kind of like, I know better than this guy, but I already knew where he was going with this. But
Yeah.
I had a few flavors and angles that I didn't hear this guy say. Now this is something that was not mentioned, right? What he was saying is that Wikipedia is controlled by, oh, Richard Warnock has donated £20. My God, a bit of Joe
Wow. Look at
on
this.
A bit of Joe on the stream to start the pot. Bit of Joe on the stream.
Maybe you should stop donating and take some fucking English classes. I don't know.
Yeah, or typing. Maybe you should learn to become a typist or a stenographer.
A stenographer.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you, Richard.
I mean, I'm joking, Richard. Thank you so much for helping Matt out. That's very cool of you.
Yeah, thank you. I just know I won't get a word in fucking edgeways if Joe comes on, so it'll be a Gareth and Joe show. Just there he goes. Joe Marshall saying hello.
I don't know who Joe Warnock is. I don't think I've met him. Has he been on your show before?
No, Joe Marshall.
Joe Marshall. Which one is that? Is that Wai man?
That's the one. Yes.
Hey, Wai. All right, Joe. How's it? Did he fix his TV? That's been burning.
I daren't fucking ask.
No. I have lost sleep over that. I've really pondering whether or not he's fixed his fucking TV.
I'm not sure I want to go.
Man.
I don't know if I want to go there. Yeah. There's yeah. I mean, we can bring him on in a bit, but I mean, I think once we've dealt with kind of the major points, but before I get too far off it, what I'm going to tell you here is that this guy who was he was saying that most of the information on Wikipedia is either slightly wrong or extremely wrong, and the reason for this is because it's not looked after by people who really know the subject matters, and it's dealt with by amateurs. Basically, it's members of the public, so you're not dealing with like accepted facts, accepted truths. You're dealing with public opinion, and a lot of it can come down to the public are promoted inside Wikipedia. They're given ranks and titles, and but nobody ever knows who these people are. They're anonymous names, their email addresses, their IP numbers. They don't have to prove themselves. They don't have to say who they are, where they live, show an ID. Right. So most of Wikipedia takes care of itself by people validating things, but we don't know who the validators are.
That's true.
Now, I've fallen foul of this because I pointed out that a place called RAF Rudloe Manor used to investigate UFOs. If I did. Oh boy, if I did. Because the Wikipedia mafia said, no, we're not having this. And I said, well, what's the problem? And they said, well, your information is coming from you.
But it's true, though, right? It's true.
Well, they have a procedure. So, I mean, I could understand the procedure. So initially I was going, well, hang on, they can't tell me this is not true because I know it is. And they said, well, no, read how we do things on Wikipedia. So I read it. And what it said was you have to cite your sources. And they have to come from things like periodicals, journals, or other things, but basically things you yourself didn't write. So you can promote something that's been written somewhere else. Okay. Now the trouble is, what was talked about on Timcast, this guy who founded Wikipedia made a good point. He said, well, and the guy on Timcast, he said, well, basically, if the information is wrong to start with, but somebody is citing somebody else who got it wrong, then you become a feedback loop of wrongness. So you're just validating each other, and that loop does not get broken. Eventually, truth can be so distorted because of a feedback loop of bad information that then news television sources and historical books are being written based on badly formed wrong information.
Yeah. No, so you're completely correct, Matt. It brings it. It's like the epistemary? I can't even say the word. The epistemary. Why can't I say
epistemological?
Epistemical.
Yeah, epistemological of the
like what is truth, right?
Yeah.
How do you define what truth is? How do you say what truth is? Well, truth is like a moving target, right? You can't nail truth down. You can't lift something up and say, well, this is true, right? Well, it might be true right now, but 10 years from now, it might be bullshit, right? Because truth continually morphs and changes over time. Now, the powers that be, the hierarchical society that we live in, the powers that be, they know this, which is why we are completely immersed in a narrative, right? We are immersed in a narrative of Western civilization, right? And the narrative tells us everything about the past, everything about the future, everything about the present, and where we're going to in the future. And this narrative is a construct, okay? It's created. It's not natural. It's something that's created. Now, someone said to me the other day, "Is like, you know what? If you think the news today is fake, if you think the news is bullshit today, right? If you think that the news is bullshit, imagine what fucking history is,
Mm.
right? If the stuff that's being rolled out today, like this happened today in this country, and the political party here, and this and if that's all fucking spin and bullshit and nonsense, let's take a look at history. Let's look at, imagine how much of history is a bunch of fucking nonsense, just made up pure bullshit. And we're all here teaching in schools, in universities. Well, this is what in 1794 and blah, 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 and all, right? If the media today is fake news, just imagine what fucking history is like.
Mm.
Just think about that.
Now, here's the thing that bugs me is like social media. You get people like we've had several people on my chat in the last couple of weeks who've been pretending to be other people, you know,
Yeah.
and to some great effect. I mean, like Ray was quite shocked when his wife was on and he was chatting to her about the kids and stuff, and it was not her.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. This is just like in the last week, you know. And he rang his wife up and said, Are you on like my live stream now?" And she said, "No." Now I know who's doing this. I know why they're doing it, but it just goes to
Uh
prove,
huh.
you know. I mean, I know the person is fucking bullshit, you know. But at the end of the day, it just goes to show, you know, everything about all these names we've got here in the chat channel. I mean, you can
Yeah.
become anybody you want.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
they could be
verify it.
anybody. Yeah,
I
of
can't
course.
verify it because there's no IP. You know, so YouTube is just it's like faceless names just streaming down the screen.
Right, but
You know,
that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because
mm,
when you are anonymous, Matt, right? When you are anonymous, you can actually be the real you, right? You when nobody can say, that was fucking Joe Blow that did that. If you're Mr. Anonymous, you can reveal aspects of your personality that otherwise you would not. So you can get a glimpse into the real person.
well, that's true, but then you know, it would be nice if on YouTube there was a validated person that had been checked by YouTube with their fucking
No, no, no,
passport.
no.
Because then
No,
I could look at the trolls
no.
who are like the anonymous ones, and I could look at the
I
people who
know,
are
but
the
that's
validated ones,
but
and I could
then
go, well,
you
hey,
all you
troll,
but
you
you're
know,
giving YouTube more power, you're giving them more authority, and you're giving them a vetting process on who and who cannot. I would rather just a complete 100% free for all that I would vet and I would curate. I don't want a third party. I don't want someone outside telling me what I can and can't do.
yeah,
Let
I
me
see
deal
what you
with it,
mean. I see what you mean. But
you
the
know?
trouble is, sorry, I'm being tired. But the trouble
Am I
is with
boring
things
you?
like, no, you're not. No, I'm just tired in
No,
general
I'm
because
kidding.
it's
I'm
been a
joking.
long day,
Yeah.
and it is very late here. It's like 3:30 in the morning now.
Yeah. Yeah. Shift.
But the problem comes with, I mean, like YouTube is kind of, you say, oh, it's just banter, it's just chat. But a lot of
Yeah.
things can be said in chat, you know, and a lot of
Sure.
threats or bullshit can be made, you know, and it's like you can't
Yeah, but I
validate it.
got
But
no
when
problem with threats.
okay,
I got
you know,
zero issue with threats. I have a huge problem with people acting on those threats. But as
yeah,
far as threat, like if someone said to me, "I'm going to kill you tomorrow,"
yeah,
that's fine. You can say that. Now, if you are going to kill me tomorrow, then obviously I got a big fucking issue with that. But you saying it, I don't. It's fine. Say whatever you want, right?
yeah, because
Saying something and doing something are two very different things.
yeah. So, I mean, you've got that aspect of it. Now, not everyone agrees that it's good to be kind of like it's you. This is you. So, be careful what you say because we know it's you. So
Yeah,
there's that, which kind of
that's
like
true. Yeah.
it cuts out a lot of the bullshit, that you get from people and the
Uh-huh.
trolls because they're not so
Yeah.
willing to kind of like, act up if people know who they are.
Yeah.
Then you get like Wikipedia, which is slightly more serious because now you've got people claiming to be scientists who aren't really scientists, and
Right.
doctors who aren't really doctors, and historians who aren't really historians, you know. But
But
like
what
that's
is an
surface
historian?
surface level, yeah. So you've got people who are putting together encyclopedias and documentation which is taken seriously by news organizations,
Mhm.
Google, and various other
Yeah.
places. Governments are saying we have to stop fake news, so we have to have real trusted sources. Wikipedia is dealt with as a real trusted source, but who makes up Wikipedia? A load of
Well,
anonymous people. People who don't
well, the
even
thing.
give their names. They don't even have to give names, just an IP address in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
So
let's take this
I'm
one
sorry.
stage
Finish
further.
your thought. Go ahead.
Okay, one stage further, which wasn't talked about by these guys, is that well, it's okay if you've got 20 people, right, who are all saying that this person is right, so they're vetting, and they're checking. Here's the fucking twisted bit that I didn't hear anybody say. What if all 20 of those people are one person pretending to be 20 different fucking people? In fact,
Yeah.
you may not be dealing with a load of moderators. You may be dealing
Sure.
with one person
Right.
pretending to be 20 different moderators in different parts of the planet, giving the thumbs up to their view of reality and the fuck you to your version of reality.
Well, that's what
Mm,
happened. That's what's happened. Forget the internet. That's what's happening in life,
mm.
right?
Now that's
Forget fucking
very
you.
hard to
That's life.
track. That's very hard to track and very hard to trace and very hard to stop. Now, if somebody walked into your pub with a fake £10 note, you'd
Uh
look
huh.
at them, you'd go, no. And they'd say, sorry, leave. If they came back in with a false moustache on, they might get away with it. And then you go, that's that kind of that guy again, isn't it? So you go, leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh
Then he
huh.
comes in a wig and looking like a woman, and he might try to get away with it again. And you might go, okay, but I kind of getting it. Now, there's none of that with Wikipedia or any of these
No.
sources. It's
No.
fucking anonymous. So you
Yeah.
don't know who these people are, what their agendas are,
Right. Right.
who's lobbying them to do these things.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't know what's going
Well,
on,
what you're
but it's
describing
taken
that
it's
is,
taken
I
as
know, but
trusted sources. This is not fake news.
right. So I hear what you're saying, and I
Yeah.
don't disagree with you.
Mm.
But what you're describing is real life. Even if the internet didn't exist, everything you just said would still be happening.
Yes, but in a much more easy to manage way because when you can actually
Because
see
it's
something,
human
smell it,
nature.
you can see it, smell it, touch
Humans
it,
are
taste it. But
humans are shady. Humans do shady fucking shit.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Period.
But
Humans are up to no good. They're fucking, working angles, trying to do this and that. Oh, I'm gonna get this and fuck with this and do that. And that's
yeah,
what people are. The human race is like the fucking Ferengi on Star Trek. They're all up to shit. To try and make a buck, make extra money, all this bullshit. And you know why? Because we live in a society of scarcity, right? And scarcity drives the economy. Now, let's be honest, scarcity is real, but not all of it. A huge chunk of scarcity is manufactured scarcity. And scarcity is manufactured to drive up prices and to manipulate the market so you can make more money. But scarcity drives the economy, right? If we lived in a post scarcity world where there was no scarcity and there was plenty and everyone had everything they wanted to have, then everything that you're describing would vanish.
mm.
It'd be gone, be over.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, just singling it down to like this Wikipedia argument, then nobody has to admit to being a publisher on
Right.
Wikipedia. And if you
Uh-huh.
want to find out who made changes, you can look at the changes behind Wikipedia, but it would take, there could be 300, 400 pages worth of changes. And it's like, he changed this word, he changed this
Right,
word,
right.
he
But
added this
what
paragraph, he
Mhm.
deleted that paragraph and replaced it with this paragraph. And there's
Right.
all these changes. But when you look on Wikipedia,
So
it doesn't tell you this is a de facto by these people article. Nobody has to.
I gotta go take a leak.
Yeah, okay.
I
No
gotta go
worries.
and empty my bladder. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll put some lights on so you can see, because the daylight outside is rapidly
It
diminishing.
has actually gone really dark. You were light when you started. I wonder whether you
Yeah,
closed the
because I
shades.
got
I didn't
there's
even
no,
notice. Yeah.
I have a window right here, and the sun is going down, so it's getting darker.
Hmm.
So give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
He's going now. There we are. And he's making noises as he goes, so I'm going to mute him just in case he starts farting and yeah, and all the rest. But yeah, from my point of view, Wikipedia by definition is not trusted. It's not trustworthy because it's made up by random people who hide behind anonymity, hide behind keyboards, hide behind IPs. They don't want you to know who they are. I mean, like when you have to argue a point with a moderator of Wikipedia, you're arguing with a fucking nickname. You're going, look, I'm telling you this is right. I've cited my sources, and who are you telling it to? Spunky Boy 567. Who are they? Where do they live? Which country do they live in? Who are they? What's their education? You might be talking to somebody who can't even add two and two together, but you're arguing a point with some moderator who's been on there forever and has some sort of like standing because they've done this for a while, and you might be dealing with somebody who has multiple accounts and is vouching for themselves, and therefore you're never ever going to get your point across or get listened to in the way that things are being edited, moderated, because who are these people? Who are these people? It's like saying, you go into a bank and you say, well, my money, I want to take my money out. And they go, there's no money in your account, sir. And you go, well, I'd like to speak to the manager. And they say, oh, sorry, sir, you'll have to deal with me. And you go, well, no, I want to speak to the manager. And then like they come out with a mask on. They say, hello, I'm the manager. And they've got a mask on. And they go, hello, I'm the manager. And you say, well, you look like the guy I just spoke to. No, no, no. I'm the manager because I've got a mask on. What do you want, sir? Well, my money's gone missing. No, no, no. Sorry, sir. I don't agree with you. And you're like, well, I need to speak to somebody else. Well, no, you're speaking to the manager now, sir. And he said, well, you're the guy with the mask on. And it's like, this is Wikipedia. You do not know who you're dealing with. These are not real people. And if they are real people, they will not admit to who they are. They don't have real names, they don't have real titles, credentials, proof that they know what they're talking about, but they all stand in judgment of you anonymously. And I have fallen foul of trying to get facts through onto Wikipedia and being stamped out. Stamped out because I was told, no, we don't accept what you say. We're not interested in what you say. No, 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 no. And it was like, it's almost like bullying. It's like, it's not about whether you're right or wrong. It's about control. That's what it's about. It's not about whether or not you're providing good factual information or historical facts in detailed time, date, order. It's about, don't you dare tell us what to do because we're in charge. And we're not interested in your facts. We run the show. That's what counts. And that's what I've experienced personally with Wikipedia. It's literally about, we're telling you what it is, and we're not interested in what you've got to say. And that's the problem. I don't honestly know who runs and is moderator for half these things on Wikipedia, and yet they've got very powerful positions to manipulate, control data and histories, and this is then being used as people's research and archive source. Well, when you control history, when you control encyclopedias, and when you control facts, or what these people say are facts, yeah, then it's very hard to fight it. It's very hard to fight it. Anyway, I'm just making a point. But internet equals anarchy most of the time. It's too bitty. Well, yeah, but it doesn't need to be like that, because at the end of the day, there are ways to mediate this, but you can't mediate the truth with anonymous judges. It's kind of like going to court and, there being a mirror there, and you have to put your court case to a mirror, and you hear a voice coming through the speakers, but it's like, well, where are the jury, and who is the judge, and where is the defense? And you're kind of like relaying your case to a mirror, and like you're getting your judgment through speakers, and that judgment stands. And that is kind of like Wikipedia. It's like there are no people there. There are no faces, there's no connection, there's no anything, but judgments are made, and you have to listen. Much like with YouTube, like, wouldn't it be nice if somebody at YouTube would tell you exactly what you did wrong when you get a strike for something? They say, well, we've had this thing, and it's come from Mrs. Jones has made a complaint, and they've said this, and we are acting accordingly to this. Now, if YouTube behaved like that and said, this is the information, this is the person who placed the information. Oh, here's Gareth. Right, he's come back, sorry. Right. Hello, Gareth. Oh, sorry, you're muted. I'll unmute you. But there we are. I muted you because when you walked out, I was hearing weird noises. Hello, Joe Rogers has subscribed. Yeah. But this is the funny thing. It's like the new world of like social media and YouTube and this sort of stuff. It's like it's a kangaroo court, but it's not even a court, because decisions are made. You're not allowed to know what the complaint was.
No.
What the thought process behind the way they analyze the complaint, who made the decisions, and the outcome is just, we've come down on side of one or the other. It's either you or them, but you're not allowed to know what it was about.
When I was banned for a week,
yeah,
which will be over tomorrow, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they told me why, right? But there was, like we said yesterday on the show, there was no warning. There was no like, hey, you know what? You better calm the fuck down, or this is going to happen.
They didn't tell you exactly the points. They just said COVID. It's just a blanket.
Yeah, you can't talk shit about COVID. You can't go against the New World Order, the New World Health Organization. You can't, if they say black is white, and you say white is black, you're banned.
Yeah. They weren't being specific about what paragraph you said, which was going over the line. It's just in general, you're going over the line. Well,
can I show you a video? Can I show you a really funny, disturbing video clip?
Yeah, by all means.
Hang on, let me see if I can get
this. But who are these people making these decisions? Because they can't be held. They can't be held accountable. At the end of the day, a decision is made by somebody, and you cannot question that person. You don't know what their bias is, what their background. Okay.
Look at this fucking mental case. Did you see that?
What happened then?
Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
I'll play it again. Look, he's in the pool swimming. Watch. He's swimming.
Yeah.
Swimming. Up he gets.
Huh?
Watch again. Let me see.
I know. I saw it.
Okay.
I know.
I'm gonna make it bigger. Here we go. I'll make it bigger. Here we go. Watch. Watch this. He's swimming. La, la,
I know.
Swimming, lovely.
Yeah.
And then he gets up. Watch his face.
And luckily, his breathing is protected by his face mask, which he's had on in the water. Yeah.
Now, if that's not the actions of
a lunatic,
a mental case, I do not know what is. I can't comprehend the thought patterns of somebody like that.
Yeah.
They're obviously not playing with a full deck.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that pisses me off with like YouTube, and it's happened a number of times, is somebody. It's like saying, "Excuse me, sir, stop there. We've had a complaint." Oh, really? Yes, a complaint about you.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the complaint? Well, we're not going into that, sir. But anyway, you. And it's like, yeah, but what have I done? No, don't stop changing the subject, sir. Stop changing the subject, sir. And it's like, well, I'm not changing the subject. I don't know what the subject is.
What do you mean, sir?
Yeah.
What do you mean, sir? How dare you misgender me?
I'm just like, no, sir, you're being argumentative now. It's like, no, I'm just saying, what is the complaint? Sir, if you're going to take that attitude with us, then we're going to have to get serious. But I'm not taking any attitude. I just want to know what the complaint is. Right then, that's the end of it, sir. We did try. We gave you every opportunity to. And it's like, what? It's like, what's the complaint? Sir, you're banned because I'm sorry, you're just combative and you're just vexatious and you're not listening to us. No, I am listening to you, but what are you actually telling me? Sir, we can't give you the time to tell every single person what the problem is because we just don't have the resources for it. And it's like, yeah, but you haven't told me what I've done wrong. Sir, we've given you enough time. If you're going to take any more of our time, we're going to have to do you now for harassing us. It's like, but you never get to the crux of the problem because you're not allowed to be told. You're not allowed to be told what the problem is.
It's a circular argument that you get sucked into.
Yeah.
And the only way to beat this circular argument is, remember that movie War Games in the 80s? Remember that movie?
The only way to win. The only way not to play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only way to win is to not to play the game. And that's how the whole political movement works, right? All this protesting and voting and all. I'm going to protest. I'm going to vote. No. The only way to win is not to play the game.
Yeah. So
I thank you.
Yeah. But this is the trouble with social media, is because they say, well, we haven't got the resources to deal with this. The complainant pushes forward. They get their listened to. The person who is accused of something cannot argue back because they are not given the full details of what's being complained about.
Yeah.
So,
well, they don't want to give you the full. That's not in their advantage to give you the full details. It's not in their best interest to give you all that information. Therefore, they're not going to do it. Yeah. And this is a rigged game, man. It's fucked up from the get go.
Anyone who complains gets listened to. The person who's being complained about cannot be told what it's about and cannot fight back.
Exactly.
This is how it works in China. You can report your neighbor for doing something wrong. The government are never going to tell the neighbor who complained about them, but they're going to go, well, we've had to score you down.
I think this is a major component of human nature. How many times have you noticed, and here in the States it's very prevalent, especially in the South, you have these senators and politicians who vote anti-gay laws into effect. We cannot have our children being exposed to these homosexuals. We must, and they vote all again. And the next 2 weeks later, that motherfucker was caught in some fucking hotel room banging a fucking 20-year-old, some dude, right? And you see this time and time again. Publicly, they're all, we must not do that. Privately, they're up to their fucking eyeballs in that shit.
Mm.
Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
The complete, total, and fucking these are the scum of the earth. They are absolute fucking the shit on your shoes. They are fucking vermin, but they infest the power structure.
Yeah.
You know.
But my argument is this, and I come back to the point I made earlier on, is like people are not going to take being told that the lifeblood that they need, which is the mediums that they communicate on, are controlled by those that complain, that are anonymous, and that there is no recourse. I believe that in the future there is it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to bifurcate in two ways. Yeah. Either the internet's going to become somewhere where you can point the finger at somebody without much evidence and you'll fuck them for the rest of their lives because that's the way it is. Yeah. So I can go, Gareth, I don't like you. So I'm going to say, Gareth is I don't know. It's just say, Gareth is a thieving, nonsing bastard, right? And they'll go,
so you
we
know me.
we don't need any evidence. That's all we need to know. We ban him for life because of what you said.
Done.
Yeah. Done. Job done. Yeah. Right.
Over.
Or people are going to get fed up of just nonsense being thrown out and it being accepted, which is the way it is at the moment. Nonsense gets thrown out. And people get blocked and banned and, demonetized and everything based on nothing, bullshit.
Nothing.
And you can't argue against it. There's no way, there's no mechanism to argue against it.
Yeah.
Or people are going to say, well, hang on, just like if it's a case with the police, what's the evidence, who said it, and does it add up to anything?
Right.
And, that has to happen with the internet because it's like, if you're accused of a crime, you have to go to court. It has to be argued. And is it true? The internet deals in fallacies right now.
The problem with that, though,
the currency is fallacy.
Right. But the problem, what you're describing is not that your basic concepts that you're describing are valid, right? They're valid concepts. But they're valid only in localized areas, in small groups, right? Like a city or a town or maybe even a country. But when you go to something with the internet where there's hundreds of millions or billions of people, this massive throng of people all mashing together ideas, concepts, whatever, then you're what you're describing, even though it's a valid concept, it's very difficult to put into practice in that large kind of manipulating ball of opinions and finger pointing. You know what I mean?
Well, wouldn't it be interesting if I accused you, let's say, of rape, and the 20 witnesses that came to court were all allowed to be anonymous and not seen, and you then somehow managed to find out that they were all the same person under 20 different names.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really,
that would be kind of fucked up. That would not be cool.
Well, that's YouTube right now. That's Facebook right now. That's Twitter right now.
I would not be happy.
Because there's no proof who you're dealing with, who's making these claims. They may get a load of people to just come under different... I mean, how many times you ban somebody from the chat, they come under a different name. and a different
Yeah.
name and a different name and a different name. And it seems like these people just sit there creating 1,000 different fucking accounts
Yeah.
and names and writing them in a big list of names and passwords to log in as. Now, but like to you and I, these are different
Hmm.
people. And you go, but it's got to be the same person because they're behaving in the same
It's
way.
the same person. Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
same person. Yeah. But
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like with Wikipedia, we don't know. Yeah. And with all these systems where there's things going on behind the scenes, moderators and
Uh-huh.
people who
Well,
volunteer to help these
what you're
systems.
describing, though,
You know,
from what you're describing, from my perspective, listening to you talk, you have very what's the word, like valid kind of idealistic views, right? Which speak to truth and honesty, and but it's very idealistic. In reality, it's very difficult to put these ideals into practice, especially when there's billions of people all using the same, and that doesn't negate that what you're saying isn't right. I mean, in some ways it reinforces what you're saying, but it's not an easy task. It's very, very difficult to do that.
well, I agree, but then you've got the YouTube approach, which is like we're going to divorce ourselves from responsibility. Anyone who complains gets listened to. Anyone who
Yeah,
complains
yeah,
about the complaint, we haven't got
yeah,
time to deal with that shit.
yeah.
You know, the proof of truth is on the complainant's complaint.
Right,
That's it,
right, right, right.
because
Well,
that tips the balance.
well, I mean,
You know, that's the
in
balance
many
tipper.
but in many ways it should be, right? Because I mean, if someone, I mean, if someone breaks into your house, is the guy that broke in, he's the one who's going to complain?
No, but if
No,
you,
you
but
are. So
yeah,
the burden of proof is on you.
well, not necessarily, because in YouTube's version of reality, or Wikipedia's version of reality, the guy that broke into my house claims, well, I didn't break into my house. And here's all my friends who said that I didn't do it. And
Hmm.
there's 300 of us versus one of
So
you.
how does an outside party who doesn't know you and doesn't know the person who claims to have broken, how do they decide who's telling the truth?
Well,
How do they
exactly.
decide? How do they work
And,
that
and
out?
from their point of view, they go, well, there's
This is an
three.
age old dilemma, dear boy.
Yeah, well, it's like if the witness coming into the court then goes out of the court and becomes another witness with a hat and a moustache on, and then he goes
Hmm.
out and comes back in with a dress on, and then he goes back out and comes back in with like a tutu on, and a
Right.
Victorian ruff on, and he just keeps changing his identity and he keeps coming back in as a different witness every fucking
Yeah.
time, but it's the same person, every time.
Senator, I do not believe that is the same man that just came in here.
You know,
Where were you on the night of the 4th?
and what you're saying is it's very hard to prove what's going on. I think that physical people that have to prove their identity, it cuts out a lot of bullshit. If everyone's allowed to be anonymous and everyone is allowed to vouch for everyone else anonymously,
Hmm.
you got nothing. You got
Yeah,
nothing.
it's
It's a
chaos.
house of
So
cards. It's a
there
fucking house
has
of
so
cards.
but see but
That's where we
you're
are. We're in chaos. This is how these systems
well.
work. YouTube
I
is
I I
chaos.
I have no answers for you.
YouTube is
We can only
chaos. Facebook is
illustrate.
double chaos.
We can only illustrate the problems. We or the we can't, we don't have the solutions. We can only illustrate the problems.
Yeah.
The problems are very real. The solutions are very complex.
Well, they're not
How
complex.
how do we create solutions that do not involve authoritarianism?
I
It's
don't think it's
very,
about a.
very difficult because
It's not.
everything you've described, and don't take me wrong,
Yeah.
Matt. Everything you've described has come from a place of uh, truthfulness. You want to know the truth. You want honesty. you want justice, right? And everything you've said have come from those places, but also everything you have described, you've described a hierarchical authoritarian structure. And from my perspective, I'm not a fan of hierarchical authoritarian structures.
Well, you seem to be acceptant of the ban you had for 7 days for talking about COVID. So therefore, you're accepting censorship. You're
Right?
accepting
Because
the decision making of
right,
somebody that you
yeah,
don't know.
there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, that maybe even an automated system. It wasn't even a human being.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Exactly.
Nothing.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying is that
If there
that
was a recourse, then maybe I'd pursue it. But there
yeah,
is no recourse.
there
There's
is no
nothing that can be
recourse.
done.
I
All I
think
can do is accept it.
that's all we can do right now. I'm thinking the future, what's going to be, it's going to be treated like, like a crime. Like if somebody comes in and steals your money from
Yeah.
a bank account, that's a crime.
Right.
If somebody's screwing with you
Right.
from
Okay.
an internet point of
So let
view,
me jump in there. So what you're describing is the victim scenario, right? And I agree with this. I agree with this line of thought.
there should be
Is that,
recourse.
well,
Mm.
every law that exists in society, right? Um, some laws don't need to exist because they're silly, right? We don't need a law to know that murder is wrong, right? You don't need a law on the book saying if you kill someone, you will be prosecuted. We don't need that law. We know murder is wrong, right? We know theft is wrong. We inherently know these things, right? So when do you decide if when you look at a crime, when do you decide that a crime is committed? Now, from my perspective, a crime is only exists. A crime is only reality when there is a victim. If there is a victim, then a crime can be committed. If there is no crime, there is no victim. Now, let me give you an example. If I'm driving down the street and I lose control of the car and I bump into someone's car and I scrape the side of their car and I drive off, was a crime committed? Yes, because there's a victim, because there's a car right there that I hit and I scraped. Therefore, that person's car is the victim. Therefore, a crime was committed. Right? Right? And because a crime is committed, therefore there should be punitive actions. There should be punishment for the person that committed the crime. Right? Cut and dry, very simple. Now, what if I'm on a motorway, I'm on a freeway driving, the speed limit is 55 miles an hour and I'm doing 80. And I hit no one, I damage no property, I get to my destination with 0 incidents. Was a crime committed?
Yes, because you're white.
Well, from my perspective, no crime was committed because there are no victims, right? There are no victims.
Mm.
Even though the speed limit said 55 and I was doing 85, I hit no one, I damaged no property, and I arrived at my destination safely. There are no victims, therefore, there is no crime.
Oh, why are they sending me? They sent me a
Money.
message.
Who did?
Hang on. Let's say hello then. Hello. I sent you a StreamYard link. Can't you connect with StreamYard?
Who's that? Is that Jackie?
You're not allowed on there.
Sorry, Karen.
Is that Jackie? It is,
No,
huh? Who is it?
Steve and Claire.
Oh, bring him on. I need
Well,
Steve
I
Wills.
sent them. They just ringing in my ears, and I sent them a link and said, "Come on." Then they were like, "Come on, I want to come
Bring him
on."
on.
Oh,
Bring him
okay.
on.
Yeah.
Use the force, Luke.
Yeah, it's an awkward one, but I think that there needs to be like a court of, social media. There needs to be like social media court. So
Right,
if somebody is
but the
fucking
thing is,
with you and
dude,
harassing you,
I totally
you
hear
know,
you.
you know,
But wherever there is a court, wherever there is a consensus of opinion, there is also corruption,
true,
and
but
it will be fucked with.
but
It
it, but
will
it,
be
it it's
100%,
so much
100%. It will
it's
be
so
fucked with.
much easier for people to hide behind anonymity, and
Yeah,
this
what's
is the
wrong with that?
problem. Yeah, well, if somebody's fucking with you and somebody's like making fake complaints about you and then you get demoted and kicked off social media, well, that's not fair. And if it's okay for the
It's not fair.
anonymous person to have the power because
Hmm.
like you said, anonymity is good. Therefore,
Hmm.
you'd rather be anonymous. So all they have to do is fire in some fake
Right,
complaints, and then they can get you
right.
kicked off. Then the
So
whole
an
fucking world is just
anonymity.
going to just nuke itself at that point.
No, it's not. No, 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 no. Not
Well, there won't be any
anonymity.
creators. There won't be anybody
Yeah, there will. There
contributing
will.
because
There will.
everyone will
There will.
be getting kicked off by somebody who's got some punitive
Well,
fucking
they'll only
complaint.
be kicked off if there's an authoritarian structure in place to kick you off.
Yeah, but I mean, YouTube always sides with the complainant. That's the
Yeah, I
trouble.
know, but that's true. But you're mixing two different things here. You're talking about a hypothetical world where anonymous is real, or you're talking about the real world where a hierarchical authoritarian regime exists. We can have one or the other, right? If we have a hierarchical authoritarian regime, then yes, everything you're saying is true.
Did I
But
think I
if we
said.
remove the hierarchical authoritarian regime, and people can be anonymous if they want to, cannot be anonymous if they want to, and they can't ban you if they want to, then we're in a good place.
Well, it would be nice. It would be nice if people who were anonymous couldn't fucking complain as hard as people who were fucking
No,
real.
it would be fine. It would be fine. People complain all they want. I mean, people can complain about me all they want, and as long as I keep ignoring them, we're in it. We're fine.
Well, as you know, if anonymous complaints come through and they kind of come through to you as like somebody's complained about you, but because they're anonymous, can you imagine? This is a nice world, yeah. I'd love
Uh-huh.
this world.
Yeah.
Email comes in from YouTube. Somebody's complained about you, but
Okay.
don't worry because they're anonymous. We don't give a fuck. This
Well,
is
no,
YouTube saying
because
this because they're
no, I
anonymous. We
understand.
don't
Yeah.
care, yeah.
Right.
But they
But
only
if we
take them seriously if they're a real person. Yeah.
right, but if we lived in this fictitious world that unfortunately we don't currently live in, if we lived in this world where there was not a hierarchical authoritarian company or society, people could complain all they want,
Mm.
and it would be irrelevant. We just ignore it.
Yeah.
I don't like you, Matt. Oh, okay, great. Next, let's move on to the so what?
I don't
But
care if
if
people
there
don't.
but if but
Send
if
me.
there is
They
if
send me
but
emails saying they think
if
I'm a
there
dickhead.
is if there is a hierarchical authoritarian structure in place, then people can complain and the structure will listen and the structure will act.
Yes,
If the
which would be
hierarchical structure doesn't exist, people can complain all they want. It's irrelevant.
yes, that would be nice. But people
Yeah,
at the
no, I know. Of course,
moment
no. We're talking
complain.
fantasy. I know. I
I
get
know
it. We are talking fantasy. I
the
understand that.
hierarchical
But
structure is there, but it only listens to
it
the
is.
complainant.
I agree. Yes.
There's no like redress. I
Right,
would
but I
love
know.
it. I'd love it if
But,
people could just fire complaints at YouTube all day
well,
long,
but
and
what
YouTube don't listen.
here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're complaining from the attitude that the structure that we're immersed in is broken and it needs to be fixed.
Mm.
That's the angle that we're pointing at, right? The angle that they're pointing at is that this is working exactly the way we want it to work. What the fuck are you talking about?
Mm.
It's not broken at all. It's not broken at all.
Well, I'll be back in a minute because I need to go and.
Are you going to bring Steve on? Bring him on. Let's go.
Well,
Bring him on. Let's go.
I sent him the link, but he hasn't come on. They were like going, bloody, you sent me link,
Steve,
and it's like, yeah, that's right.
You click the link. It's real simple.
Steve said that. Oh, it was Claire wanted to come on, Steve's other half, but Steve said he's not allowed because she's probably drunk. She's going to make a tit of herself. Okay, fair enough. It must be. There we go. You see, a hierarchical. See, hierarchical. Oh, she's fucking. She's not having it. But you can't. You can't come on like this.
Just click the link. Come on, dude. This is not fucking rocket science.
I know.
Click. How hard is this,
Claire? You can't come on via this because I have to hold the phone up to the. It's not how you do things.
Did you send her the link to StreamYard?
So what's going on?
You sent her the StreamYard thing, right?
She's on, but she's not speaking. I don't know what she's doing. I sent you the link, so come on via that. But Steve said it's not allowed, so she's going to ring me like that. So I don't know. It doesn't work like that.
Oh my God!
I don't fucking know. And I've got problems with YouTube now. I got people who won't even click the links to come on via the Streamlabs. Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh my God! What a
If only my enemies would just come on fucking YouTube so I could just rip them apart, but they won't. Yeah, they just like to fucking. Enemies. They like to hide behind the scenes and just be dickheads.
Well, you judge a man by his enemies, right?
They like to hide and cause shit behind the scenes, like Let
me just say, if you're a man who has enemies, it means you have principles. It means you're willing to stand up for something. Because if you don't have principles and you're not willing to stand up for anything, it's very unlikely that you would have enemies.
Yeah.
Very unlikely.
But I still have to go to the toilet, which is so yeah, right.
All right, go on. You
that will never change. That will never change. So that's
go and empty your bladder, and I'll look through the chat to see what these maniacs have been yapping about.
Yeah.
Let's
you do
see.
it.
Oh, they showed. Okay, let's see.
Okay,
right,
you do that.
All right, here we go. Are you guys enjoying the show so far? Hopefully you are. There's been a great conversation so far. Hopefully we've planted some seeds and sparked some conversations. Made some things fire in your head, that some ideas and concepts that you might not have previously been aware of. Hopefully. I say might not. You might already know all this shit, but I don't know. But hopefully there's been a few little things popped out there that's made you think, oh, I never thought of it that way before. Hopefully, because that's always my end game, is to kind of throw stuff out there and see what happens. Right, different concepts, different ideas, different angles, just to make people think. So if you have had those thoughts, then I'm glad, and I'm doing my job, so to speak. To get those thoughts out there and make people think of things in ways that they wouldn't normally think. So awesome. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Josie Lagoy says, always a good time mindset. Thank you so much, Josie. Punches Couches says, yeah. Hey, Punches, how you doing, man? Hey, next Friday, dude, you better be on. You better have your fucking camera ready. Next Friday, I'm back, baby. Get ready for that. Let's see. Last night's show was awesome, says Duncan Ozzy. Thank you so much. Andrea Hayes says, what a great topic, Gareth. Thank you, Andrea. Appreciate that. Melissa Jones Paranormal says, of course we are, Gareth. Thank you. Hello, by the way. Hello, Melissa. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Let's see. Crazy John. Crazy John. How you doing, John? How's it going, man? Shame nobody else is allowed to come on. Johnny, we're sorry. We're worried. Let's see. Nate Webb said, I'm mad over this type of stuff. Snowflakes in the wind. Yeah. Very good. Panjit Singh says, I'm enjoying it. Very good. Thank you, Panjit. Who else?
Jackie's
Richard
been
Warnock says,
banning him for some of the things he's been saying. I don't know why. I
"Oh,
was looking.
Panji?
Yeah. Apparently he's like a.
What has he been saying? Like
I don't know. But he must have been very naughty. I don't know.
Really?
I'm. Oh, shit! I just bit my fucking tongue.
Oh,
Fuck's
that's
sake.
I hate it when that happens. I hate it. It hurts. It
Anyway,
hurts real bad.
This is for Doggy. So yeah.
Doggy.
But
Doggy, we're sorry.
somebody fancies a giggle, right? Right.
Yeah.
There's some people I've been on Explores with recently, right? Benno, unfortunately, I'm going to take the piss out of you now, and I know you don't have a sense of humor, so I know this is going to really hurt very badly, Mr. Benno, right?
Can't take a piss out of him.
Yeah, no, I know. Okay, so, but you don't have so much of a sense of humor. You're a bit serious, but this guy does have a sense of humor, so I'm going to take the piss out of him now, right? Even though I think he's okay, you know, but he pulled out a sandwich bag and he started, and I was like, what are you eating? And he's like, bread. I'm like, yeah, but what's in it? And he's like, nothing, it's just bread. I'm like, so you brought out a sandwich bag and it's just got bread in it. So yeah, I like bread. I'm like, but not with anything with it? And he's like, no, bread's cool, I like bread. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Who is this?
Jordan, yeah.
Is he
a
the
couple
one
of
who
times
climbed
now.
over the wooden thing?
Yeah, I climbed up the Odeon. Everyone was scared, like, you know. But he just, so I'm trying it now, you know, not because I have got things I could put on this, but I just want to see whether just nothing but bread is like an interesting experience.
No, I mean bread is good. Okay, eating bread on its own is good, but I mean, for fuck's sake, put something on it. What's wrong with you?
You know, I would have thought that you know, putting something that gives bread a bit of flavor would be better. I mean, but
each
okay.
we cannot, Matt. We cannot judge. Each to their own. You know, if someone's
okay,
bread, so
but it's a lot better with other things.
I agree.
You know, it's all right.
Agree.
Bread's okay. If you're really hungry and starving, bread would be amazing. But,
well, you know what Jordan should try with the bread next time is have some bread and water. Because if he eats bread and water, it'll get him right in tune for when he spends the next fucking 10 years in prison.
Yeah, but maybe that's what he's choosing a low denominator, so that, you know,
Hey,
going
sir,
to prison.
Have some more?
No, he's preparing himself so that when he goes to prison, he's not going to feel depressed about it.
Dude,
you know.
Speaking about food, I had a burger today for lunch. I swear to you, it was almost fucking orgasmic. It was so good. It was a bison.
Hey, there, he stopped again. Oh, you come back.
It was a bison burger, which means it was made from buffalo.
Bison, my God.
And it was fucking phenomenal. Oh my God. It was a bison burger, pepper jack cheese. Oh, man. It was the bomb.
Wow. I just want to take the blue pill, stick me back in the Matrix, and I want to taste that meat, and I just want it to be fucking good, and I don't want to remember. I don't want to remember anything.
This looks like steak.
Yeah.
Tastes like steak, but my brain tells me it's steak. Put me back in. I want to be someone famous and like an actor.
Yeah. And I don't want to remember anything.
Not anything. I don't want to remember anything. You fucks. You rat bastard son of a bitch.
Luke White is saying he does not want bread in prison as it has mold on it. Well, apparently that's where they got LSD from. So you do want the bread in prison because you can trip your balls off and while you're away in prison, tripping your tits.
There you go. So Matt, can I make a
Ergot.
request?
Ergot.
Can we bring one person in to chat with us?
Oh,
Just one.
mate, it's getting late now, so I'm not going to be on long if we do.
Come on, one per. If they're fascinating, it'll be great. If they're a retard, you can hang up on them.
Yeah, but you're going to throw it open then, yeah? You want to throw it open?
Well, only one person though. So can I take the floor for a second? So, ladies and gentlemen, tell me, ladies and gentlemen, if you are fascinating, intelligent, have a point of view and an opinion and a webcam and a microphone, if Matt puts the link in the chat, you can join us. But only if you're all those things: fascinating, intelligent, and has a point of view. Now, maybe everyone in the audience falls outside those parameters. I don't know.
Jesus
Only you
Christ.
know that. but
Richard Warnock is donating money to hear Joe. Joe's been asking all night, and I've been ignoring him.
Has he been trying to get in?
Yeah, he's tried a few times. He's been going, send me the link, send me the link, send me the link. That's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing, isn't it? Because
We'll
it's
talk
like
to Joe. We haven't talked to Joe in a while, man. I
Yeah,
haven't
I know,
spoken to Joe in fucking months.
But that's the
Why,
thing.
aye.
It's like when that happens, it's just going to be like, oh.
Well, you know what, dude? Let me just say something, right? I mean, you have a lot of people on your show, and I have to say this. Well, no matter what you think of Joe,
no, Joe's okay. He's a nice guy.
He's a
nice
genuinely nice guy, right?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Joe is one of those guys where you cannot dislike him. You can't. And if you don't like Joe, there's something wrong with you. You don't.
That's
am
what
I
I'm going
wrong?
to say.
You know what I mean?
I'll put it in there, right? But what I'm saying is, be concise. You know, come to the point. Come to the point quickly. You know, not like over 10 minutes. Yeah.
And if that fucking mental case random TV clicks on it, you hang up on him immediately.
No, I'm not. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right. I mean, you know, like if people have got a point to make and they can make it quickly, I'm all for it. But if you want to if you just want to be a pal and just hang out, but you know, but not say very much, I'm not into that.
Yeah, okay. Then
you know,
then you be the moderator, Matt. If they come on and they're fucking boring as fuck, you hang up on them immediately.
Yeah, easier said than done. Because I'd have to get rid of some people that like coming on quite a lot. You know, did I say that? Oh, button. I just said it. Oh shit! Right. Okay.
If they're boring, hit the button.
But you know, if you got something important to say, say it, but don't waffle. You know.
Yeah. Webcam, microphone. Interesting, something to say. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Simon B, I agree with you. Random TV is a manipulating knut because I mean, not that I don't want donations. He sent me donations, but he's like, oh, I just sent you.
Wait, hold on.
I sent you.
Wait. Random TV sent you.
He sent me donations. Yeah, but the thing is, he's like, you know, he wants me to thank him. I thank him if he sends me donations, but it's like I thank everybody who sends me. I thank everyone who sends me donations.
That's
but like you know,
great, dude. Like, that's so great.
Yeah, just you know.
Oh my God! You couldn't write
like,
that.
It's dirty money, you know. It's kind of like because I really don't want to accept donations from people that I don't really have a lot of respect for.
Can you imagine he donates money and you deny it?
Yeah, well, he donated money and said, "Oh, didn't you get the £50 I just sent?" I'm like, "No."
He sent you £50?
He didn't send me £50. That's the point.
Oh, I was going to say, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. But he's telling me,
and
I'm like,
I know he's mental, but he's not that mental.
Yeah, and I've told other people as well. I said, like, you know, you take your money off these people. You shouldn't, you know, because they're just wasting your time and just yanking your fucking chain, basically. You know.
Yeah, get your chain, bloody chain, yanking your bloody chain. Is Carl on? Is Explorer Carl? Is he on? I'll talk to Carl.
I tell you what would make me much happier is not accepting any money off Random TV and seeing him do something for a fucking
Just
change.
delete it. Like if he
You know?
sends you money, just delete it.
Or like I could
Just
send
say
it back
no.
to him. You know?
Send it back to him.
Yeah.
That's
You
so
know?
weird. Why he would send you money, man? It's like please like me, please,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
I mean, you know,
weird.
it's
Fuck.
like I don't, you know, if it's from people I don't know, it's fair enough. But if it's from people who
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on and just fuck around, you know, it's like,
I know,
oh no,
yeah.
you know.
I've had that a couple of times too. People listen to the Mindset podcast, and they and people that I know,
Oh, sorry, baby.
and they'll donate me money,
Come on.
and I'm like, well, you know, it's cool that you did it. I'm glad you did, but it's kind of awkward too because I know
good
you.
girl.
You know.
Sorry, just cleaning my dog's eyes. Yeah.
There you go.
Otherwise, it'll be like more streams coming down there.
Yeah. All right, put the link in, Matt. Let's get someone in. It'll be fun. Come on.
Well, they're not there, so I say we should finish now because they're not there.
What?
They haven't come on.
I got a fucking 12 pack of beer in the pack.
Well,
fucking ready
I
to
think
go.
let's quit now whilst we're ahead. That's what I'm
you kidding
thinking.
me?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, you know, it's getting late. I got a lot of exploring to do, you know,
Yeah.
tomorrow, and
I was just gonna fill this up, and you're gonna bust my balls and say no, we're not gonna do any more.
I have to finish this, but it's like I'm just like, oh, you know, let's quit.
We're just getting
ahead.
started, dude. We're just getting the fucking ball rolling here.
Quit whilst we're ahead. I mean, like, I sent the link to Claire, and she wanted to come on, but then somehow she doesn't know how to.
They don't know how to. They don't know how to click anything.
Yeah, they don't have the fucking. They haven't got a clue like how to click a link. Yeah, so
put it in the chat. Let's see who comes on. Roll
you know,
the dice.
You say, send me a link. I send you a link. And you're like, but I can't click the link. It's there it is. It's like chung, 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 chung. Click
what
it.
What do I do? I don't know
what to do. It's like, there it is. Click it.
I click the link and it opens on my phone.
I clicked it and now I'm going to connect to you. No! That's exactly what I wanted to do, but I don't want to do it.
Technology does not agree with me.
Yeah. They yeah. How does it not agree with them when they know to use the term like link? And it's like, well, link. What do they think? What I'm going to send him a turd, or like, you know, like. Oi! What the fuck?
What happened? Did she piss?
I don't know. She just knocked shit off my bed. Oi! Don't do that.
I order.
Am I not making enough? I'm not making enough fuss here.
for you, you red bastard.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that? That's bullshit. She's standing up there now like this. So she's like looking at me like, you are not making enough fuss of me. You are not making enough fuss. What am I not doing? What am I not doing? Why'd you just push all the shit off the bed like that? That's naughty.
Dude, put the link in the chat. Come on, let's get someone in here. It'll be great.
What do you want? I haven't got anything. You had bread off me. I gave you bread.
I don't know.
It's Jordan's staple diet, that is. And I gave it to you.
Angel looks like she's planning your death.
Yeah, she's like, do something or I'm going. That's what she's saying. Do it now or I'm going.
Do it now, absolutely. Get to the chopper.
I haven't got anything. I got nothing. I got nothing for you. That's it. I do love you, but I got nothing now. It's all downstairs in the fridge. You have to wait. Yeah, sorry. No food now.
No food.
She's looking around like, you shitting me? Yeah. No, I'm not shitting you. No food.
See that? She looked right at me then. She looked right at me.
I got nothing for you.
Nothing for you.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Nothing.
Sorry.
All right, man. I'm gonna go take a leak.
Okay.
And when I come back, let's bring someone in.
See, all these people who desperately wanted to come in, I sent them a friggin' and then you know,
put it in the chat. You can be the moderator though. You put it in the chat, and then when if whoever pops up, the ones you like you bring in, the ones you don't like you hang up on. It's that simple.
Here you go then, right? I think we should. You have to deal with this, right? But you're going to go away now, so I have to deal with it. So
Well,
We were
who's
Connor
Connor?
James Meechan.
Meechan. Hello, Connor.
Meechan.
Yeah,
I'm on,
you
yeah.
should hang up on him. He's not talking.
What do you reckon, Gareth? Is he on? Is he on, Gareth?
I don't know. Are you on?
Is he on? Is he on, Gareth?
Can you hear me?
Connor, say something.
What do you reckon? Is he on?
Hello.
There you go. He said hello. There you go. He's working.
Oh,
It's Meehan, by the way. Irish, kidding on, Matt.
Meechan.
Quick point, right? So
Oh, is he
the
on?
virus came
Is he actually
from...
on?
He's on.
Is he on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he on?
Go ahead.
Oh, is he on?
Is it? Wait. Okay.
Oh.
Hang on.
Do you think he's
So
on?
is it? Wait, I got to figure this out. Is it James Meechan Connor or Connor James Meechan?
Connor James Meehan. Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. All right. So we call you
Okay.
Connor.
I don't think he's on. Is he properly on?
Oh,
though?
he's on. I can see him.
Is he? Is he on?
Yeah.
Matt's running the show and he can't even see anything.
My dog sometimes comes on, but I'm not sure whether
Yeah.
this guy's on.
How you doing, Connor? What's happening, man?
I think my dog's
Not
farted,
bad,
actually.
Not bad. Just wishing this fucking virus would get to... Anyway.
Jackie Green
We've
donated
been
£5
watching
just to outdo
basically
random
been-
TV.
Wait, Matt, hang on. Connor's
Sorry.
trying to tell us something.
Oh,
Get
sorry.
on with these live streams and Matt's videos.
So,
and watching
sorry,
them nearly
Connor.
fall through glass roofs and shit, man.
Where you located, Connor?
Glasgow.
In Glasgow?
But you're Irish.
Most of my family's from Ireland and stay in Ireland, yeah. Donegal. Yeah. So I saw my dad's side mostly.
You don't
so
sound
quick
Irish. Is this because you live in Scotland?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm glad
What
we
do you mean-
dealt.
what do you
I'm
mean,
glad we got that out of the way then.
You're born and raised, right? Born and raised in Ireland, in Scotland.
And Glasgow, yeah, never
Dude,
spend most of the time.
not fucking unfortunate. That's awesome.
Try and spend most of my time and as much of my time over there as I can, but it doesn't really work out, especially not this year.
So let me ask you, Connor, what prompted you to join the stream today?
Just thought it'd be interesting, and I wanted to try and get an answer for something that I've been kind of fucking bugging me. That's really pissing me off about the Chinese government.
Well, you never have the chance now because Joe's on. So
man.
there we are.
Just
when you thought you were going to get, just when you thought you were going to get an answer.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Joe, we're going to talk to you in a second.
Let's do it.
Hold on. Connor, what's your question?
Connor, Joe, Connor.
Quick thing.
Deal
Matt,
with it.
Probably best escaping from
I'm
Glasgow.
sit back
might be
now.
getting down to Swansea soon, so that'll be good. Anyway,
I'm going to do up my belt.
So obviously,
so because I'm starting to get to that point where I'm going to get another strike otherwise. So yeah.
Sweatpants.
Hang on. I'm trying to listen to Connor. Connor, what's your question?
So obviously, the virus came from China originally, right? And then I read something. I think it was on here on YouTube, and it was something over the course of a year. The Chinese fleet, the size, like the order is the size that they want to put in to expand their naval fleet is the size of the UK Navy alone. And apparently the UK Navy want to start withdrawing different things and making things smaller and making the army smaller as well, apparently. And they've been China's been thriving while everybody else has been going, oh fuck, we need vaccines, oh how do we do this? And everything was coming in far too late when it should have been fucking dealt with within 3 months of the shit coming over here anyway.
Right.
When you think of it.
And your question is?
And then you've got obviously the vaccines or so like
Joe, you want to pick that egg up off the floor, mate?
There must be some.
You dropped egg on the floor.
Behind.
So, Connor, you're making.
Look, see, I was right.
What's your question? Though?
I was right.
What's your question?
Don't eat that now.
Why would expand the fleet?
Just put it to one side.
Eat nothing off the floor.
Sorry.
Navy.
Well, it's in every country's interest to expand their military. right? From a Chinese perspective.
Yeah, but why is everybody owning up?
From a Chinese perspective, expanding your military and your navy is a good thing, right?
Oh, definitely. I just thought there would be something more weird behind why they would just put a single order in that would take out one single navy in one kind of battle, if you get me.
Mm-hmm.
British
Like,
government's been selling off
why would you need
our resources to India and China. They've been shipping off
the size of that.
Wait, hang on. What was it? What did you say, Connor? Why do you need what? Say it again. Did he freeze?
Like, why would you need to place an order to
he's locking
expand
up.
a navy?
He's locking up.
The size of the Royal Navy alone.
Because they're fancy pants and they like to show off.
Well, I don't think it's quite as simplistic as that.
You know,
there's two ways to look at this, right? Either the naturalistic way that most people will look at it is that from a Chinese perspective, expanding your military and building your military makes you a stronger country and therefore more independent and able to fend off foreign foes, whether it be economic or military. But the conspiratorial angle would be to have them build their military and the UK to diminish their military would tie into a global order to make it so. Does that make sense or no? I don't know. He's free. I think Connor's frozen.
Oh, he just died. That wasn't me. Look,
Yeah,
my hands are up here.
Connor, it was great talking to you.
I can still operate the mouse with my feet.
Connor, thank you so much for coming by. Maybe we'll talk again sometime in the future. But thank you for swinging by. But in the meantime,
Feetgate.
How you doing, Joe? It's been a while. What's happening, man?
Anyway, I've been watching.
You've been watching.
How's the new pod doing?
It's all right, man. I got fucking boxes of books. I need to buy some bookcases, dude. I need to get some bookcases. Get some shit going up all over here. Some buildings and stuff. Hey, but never mind my fucking bookcases. Did you fix your fucking TV? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Doing good.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well, that's great. Thanks then. Good night.
Did you fix your TV? Did you fix your TV? Remember the whole TV? Remember you ordered some fucking lights from China or some shit for your TV? Did you fix it?
I thought it was a good point to end because it's like a happy ending, like a Disney ending, isn't it? It's like, did you finish the television? Yes, I did.
He's like, okay.
Thank you very much.
Anyway,
good night.
I gotta take a leak. So give me like a minute. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
See,
I gotta take a piss.
He gets me to get you on, and then he fucking
leaves
me.
Fucking
leaves me. He's like, Jesus, now I got to deal with this. Right, okay. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing all right, mate, my friend. How are you doing?
Not bad. If I can finish this and get some sleep, I can go and do some explores tomorrow. But yeah.
Be good. It was stuff I've been watching what you've been doing lately, Matt. It's been good. Really good.
Yeah, we got some good stuff in the bag that hasn't been out. Like last night we went to London. I don't know if you heard about that. I think we caused an anti-terrorist bloody event. Not a huge one, but we had like police officers running down a tunnel after us, and we got out and like went down and ran away. And they like, we got away from them. So that was quite funny.
Obviously, they were next, right behind you.
There were 4 or 5 of them. I saw them, and they were like running, and they're like, "Stop right now!" They were like doing their usual thing of like, "Stop now! I am the authority."
Who stops?
You know, like they're like right fucking Daleks. You know, like, "Stop now! We are the authority. You will stop now!" But it was like we had a ladder, and they had a lot of space between us and them, so we got up the ladder quicker and out than they could get to us, which was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's quite good. But I think they get touchy because it's like public transport, and we were next to a mainline tube station, you know. And
That's good.
yeah, we were in a tunnel, and they couldn't get to us. But it was a bit shit really, because like it was all down to timing. Like we had to pick a time to get into the tunnel, and we got in there, and then there was this woman, and she was like going like that, and it was like, fucking just nut this woman out, nut her out, somebody, you know. And then that's gonna be coming quite soon. But I did say I'd hold back on it because somebody else wanted to try and get in the tunnel. I said, "Oh Christ, after what we've just gone through, you wanna try that now?" And I was like, "Oh, they want." Yeah, so all right, then I'll hold on. Then I'm not going to put the video out, so you can have a go. Don't blame me if you get in trouble, you know. So they can have a go.
Hey, you do some explosive. What happened to that? You know that the tunnel you done to the London Towers.
Yeah.
They tried to do you for terrorism act and that. What happened to that?
No,
Did it
that
get
was
squashed?
COVID. They were saying they didn't want to do us for, and they just said that you could be perceived as a terrorist threat, and we are very sensitive to this because of the location. I'm like, well, every friggin' location in London is going to be the same, isn't it? Really, it's like you're next to the Tower of London. You're never going to get in the Tower of London. And surely these people who look after the Tower of London should know there's a bloody tunnel there and it doesn't connect. So therefore, if a bunch of people are down in the tunnel that doesn't connect, there's no point going, this is a terrorist thing, because it's like, you can go up and down that tunnel all day long. Blow yourselves up if you want, Take a load of C4 down there and blow yourselves up, boys. It doesn't connect.
Look how good that looks. Look at that. Look at that, dude. Look how fucking good that looks. Look at that.
Well, it's not as clear as mine.
That's not the point, dude. This is fucking. Look at that. This fucking.
I'm not going to show you mine.
Stellar Artois glass, isn't it? Stellar
Hey Joe,
Artois.
are you still on the links? Were you still chugging the fucking links over there? What's going on? Be honest. What you got?
What's going on?
I had a couple of whiskies the other day.
Whiskey.
But I'm still on the link side.
Links.
I've got to keep the gas levels down because it gives us gout, man.
There you go, man. Fucking links. It's all about the links. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna check out whether you guys have seen. I know it's off topic, but it's starting to get a bit. It's going to get a bit slow
mental.
now. Yeah. So, have you seen a channel with a guy
Mm-hmm.
called? Steve showed me this early on, but I've actually seen this stuff before, and I was like, "This looks so fake." It's like an African bloke, and you don't get to see who these people are because they don't want you connecting with who they are. It's like black skin, and he's like there, and he's like walking along the desert or something, and then he like starts pouring liquids and tapping his feet on, and like using a Hoover and things like this, and like suddenly like fish are coming up out of the ground, and like fish.
Well, that's obviously bullshit.
Yeah,
well, it's not from Newcastle.
It's obviously fucking nonsense.
But this guy's breaking money in because he's getting like he's probably on $1 million a year.
Man? Because of the originality of the video, he deserves to make that money.
Yeah,
right.
He was there with a Hoover.
I know, but if you're original and thought-provoking and you know how to get shit going, you deserve it. You deserve to make that money.
He's so preposterous. He had 3 holes, right? and
Hey,
then
I
like
like three
a
holes.
fish pops its head out of the hole and starts drinking. But it's like it's not a real. You can tell it's not a real fish because it's like imagine like there's somebody behind it. It's like this. It's like a hole. It's like a fish, and it's like goes. Ooh, I'm gonna have a drink.
You just
Ooh, I'm
just
gonna have
reminded
a
me of a
drink.
joke.
I'm gonna have a drink.
So
And then all of a sudden another fish comes up and grabs it and like goes humph and pulls it out. And then another fish in another hole comes out and is like, oh, I'm gonna have a drink. I'm gonna have a drink. I'm gonna have a drink.
Yeah.
It's humph and pulls it out. And it's like these scenarios is like it's just these
It's fake.
stupid asinine
fake.
scenarios. Yeah, it's fake.
Wait, you just reminded me of a joke.
So
There's a guy.
all the
There's
young
a guy.
children
there's a guy-
underage at 30
Hang
watching
on,
this.
hang on, Joe. Hang on.
And
It's
he was
a funny
called
joke.
Fisherman
There's a guy who
Animal
goes for a
Lover.
job
He was
interview.
called. Sorry.
There's a guy who goes for. There's a guy who goes for. There's a guy who goes for his job. He goes for his job interview, and he sits down, and there's a woman interviewing him, and she says to him, she's looking at the paper, she's showing the paper. She says, "Well, I have 3 openings," and he says, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The what? Fisherman animal look.
Then that wacky music started like and he just like unzips himself and then
Well,
like,
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, come on.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, you guys, fuck me.
There was this
Holy shit.
they play with dead fish as well. They do these
Are
like
you still on about that guy with the fucking vacuum?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's important shit. This if we're gonna get, he's got a vacuum cleaner and he puts a vacuum cleaner down a hole and an eel pops out. And then another eel pops out, and another eel, and it's like this.
That's what happens.
Yeah, I've seen this guy's videos, and it's like a fish pops out, then another fish, then another fish, then another fish.
You know what? Matt,
What
can
are
we-
these? Are these sand fish that live in the sand?
Can we
No.
can we dispense with the fish and interview the fuck out of Joe?
Okay.
Because we have not seen Joe in several months, and it's always a pleasure to talk to Joe because he's always great to have on the show. And he's always got an angle and a comedy spin. So, Joe, what's been happening in the world of Joe in the last month or two?
Right, Gareth. First thing is how you settled in your part.
Well, don't
That's
turn the tables on
deflection.
me, Joe.
Stop
I'm asking
deflecting.
All right. I've done a couple of cameras, ETZs, until Zooms.
you. Matt, can you turn on the subtitles, please?
Oh, I'm not been
I was going to say.
watching a lot of YouTube channels. I've been following Matt along the way.
Uh-huh. Very good. Yes, as you should. Yep.
Yeah, always do.
Yep.
Did you see? Dinkum is pointing out. Did you see the video of the pig shitting on its own balls?
The what, sorry?
Dude, Matt, let me ask you something. I gotta ask you a question.
I'm just trying to kind of spin the vibe up a bit. Come on.
What's wrong with you?
He says he's done some cameras. I'm just trying to kind of
pig
like
shitting on his. You wait. I'm trying to interview
There's
Joe.
echo in
And
the
you're,
line.
you're
I know.
talking about a pig shitting on his own fucking balls.
yeah,
Are you
but
kidding
like
me?
if I can start like spinning it up like that, Joe's gonna come out with something better than that. Hopefully, like a pig shitting on its own balls.
No, not.
So Joe, what's been happening? What's going on? Tell us the truth.
Not really. Just had a couple of bad things.
All right. Okay. very
Okay,
good.
well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, there's a couple of bad things been happening. If anybody knows what those bad things are, please write them on a postcard
Please write,
and send them to the Secret
envelope to
Vault,
Barry
PO
took
Box
points of view.
666, Devizes, Wiltshire, SN 66 6FU.
Are you in devices
Well
for
said,
real?
Matt.
Yeah,
Devices. I always thought that was a fake place.
yeah. Well, anyway, I've seen some videos
Things
recently.
you wouldn't
No,
believe.
Yeah, I've seen
Attack ships on fire.
Off the Shoulder of
going on?
Orion. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And now Joe drinks some Lynx, chugging down his neck. Then he turns to the camera and smiles and puts his thumbs up. Very good.
That was a good lad.
There you go.
Huh.
So, Joe, tell us all about the debacle with your TV. Okay, all right. Okay, very good. All right.
I don't have much because it's all echo.
Did you fix the TV?
I tell you, man. Oh, I didn't tell you. No, what it is, I've done the LEDs, but you know the filter when I took it out. You know
Matt,
the filters.
can you turn on the subtitles, Matt, please?
He said, well, what it was when he did it, he took the LEDs out of the telly, but he'll tell you what it was. That's what I think he said.
Okay. All right.
So now
In
he's
the
going to tell you.
filter. So I just grabbed that. I think the last time, man.
Okay. He scrapped it
okay.
now.
All right. Matt, maybe I don't know. Maybe you should bring someone else on. Joe is not exactly sparking conversation here this evening.
Joe,
Thanks, Gareth.
what rude videos or depraved things have you got that have like etched themselves into your brain? Yeah, have you seen any like meme videos that like are like really ridiculously disgusting or anything that like will?
Oh my god! Why is it gotta be so fucking disgusting?
Well,
dude?
I don't know. I got
is like
Dinkum, you know, and his
After last
Aussie
night's
friends.
chat.
They don't think in normal
terms, human terms.
No, it's all filth. It's Australians. So like you know, I'm trying to just like you know feed the Australian market.
wait. It's all filth. It's Australian.
It's all filth and yeah.
Oh no, that's right, mate. You know what I mean? It's all Australian, right? Oh no.
I like Gary the Goat. Have you ever seen Gary the Goat?
No, and I don't want to see him.
I bet you if I asked Dinkum who's Gary the Goat, Gary he'd know.
When the boat comes in, I remember that show. When the boat comes in.
Sadly,
who
Gary,
who shall have the when the boat comes in? Remember that the fucking song? What was the song? What was the song? Who shall have the daddy when the boat comes in? A little fishy.
Who will have the boat comes in?
Yeah, fuck me. I haven't thought about that for years.
Yeah. Dinkum says his mind lives in the gutter. Yeah, but who on here has seen Gary the Goat? Because Gareth doesn't know what I'm talking about. But Gary the Goat is an Australian legend, and and the guy that looks after Gary the Goat, he's dead by the way now, Gary. So sadly, the Gary the Goat has died. Dead. Yeah, he became very ill very quickly and had to be put to sleep.
When the boat comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and Gary the Goat is the guy that looked after him. Used to say he used to go around doing comedy circuits, and his big thing was "I fucked a goat." That was his byline. Not like his
thing.
His thing was "I fucked a goat."
I fucked a goat.
I fucked a goat, and he used to go around all over the place in Australia.
And I liked it.
Yeah. And the goat used to come with him when he used to do his comedy club routines, and the goat would piss and shit on the floor whilst he was doing his routine.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Genius. So, comedy genius.
Yeah. Jimbo. Yeah.
Jimbo
is the guy. And wherever he went in Australia, people were like, oh my God, it's Gary. Can I have a photo taken with Gary the Goat? You know. So he's famous.
When was this? Like, was this in the 80s and 90s or what?
Almost as famous as Red Dog, which is a very famous, but not so disgusting. But Red Dog in Australia is very well known as well.
But they're not as famous as the person that began on the news all the time.
Who's that? Come on, Joe. Throw me a freaking bone here, Joe. You okay, Joe? Joe?
Yeah.
What happened to Joe?
I'm here.
It's like he's frozen.
No.
What happened, dude? He just like it's like his eyes started rolling and he was like all fucking freaking
No,
out.
I'm looking at some accounts.
Oh, okay. Is someone in the room with
We've
you?
moved on mindset.
Right.
You know, between that train of thought and now, we've moved on. Life
Well,
moves pretty
listen,
fast, and if you blink, you might miss it.
you might miss it. That's right.
Oh, exactly.
Joe, is there someone in the room with you?
No. It's just I was trying to check something out.
What are you checking out? Tell us. Fuck, he won't do
You
it. He
fell
won't
into
do
the
it,
trap
man.
twice there. You
He
fell
won't-
into the trap. Yeah, there
He
you go.
won't do it, man.
Yeah.
He won't do it. It's like, jeez. Come on, Joe.
How we
Come
go?
on, man.
So when you come to Britain,
I'm hoping to come over in December, providing this COVID bullshit is over. I'll be
Very
coming
nice.
over. I'll be over for like I think I'm gonna come over for 3 weeks. So I'll have 1 week to hang out with Matt and all you fucking retards, and then I'll have 2
Thanks.
weeks. I'll have 2 weeks to go back to Wales and meet all my family and chill with those guys.
That'd be good.
So we'll see, but it all depends on COVID and vaccines and passports and all that fucking authoritarian stupid bullshit that's happening. You know, it all depends on that.
Have
you got the certificate that you had a vaccine? That you know?
No, I'm not getting that shit pumped into me. Fuck those retards. I'm not doing that.
Just trying to kill it off, man.
You know what? At this point, I know this sounds crazy. At this point in my life, I would rather get COVID-19 than get a shot.
Because it sounds like we're just gerbils, aren't we?
You know what I mean? I'd rather get the fucking disease than get this fucking experimental bullshit pumped into me.
Well, it apparently causes blood clots and everything. So.
Blood clots, heart attacks, fucking brain. Who knew? Who knows? It's an experimental. They won't even know for 3 to 5 years what the fucking effects are.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny to me that they've now started saying, oh well, it's doing some things we know, but it doesn't really seem to do much for fucking COVID. It's like, oh, it doesn't really do much for COVID. But
Dude,
we're gonna have to give you more of them.
Think about this, right? You got an alleged disease that there's a 96.5% survival rate, and that right. So if you get it, there's a 96% chance that you'll be fine. And yet they have a fucking vaccine for this, which is killing motherfuckers every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I mean,
well,
you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. For fuck's sake.
If it isn't killing people, you know, it's just not effective, and
Dude, I mean,
what's
the
the
disease itself is 95% fucking harmless. I mean, okay, you'll get sick, but you'll be fine. It's a fucking mental institution. We're in fucking clown world. It's fucking lunatic asylum. But having said all that, if push comes to the shove, and it's like October, November, and I'm buying my ticket to fly to the UK, and they're saying, hey, the only way you're going to get on this fucking plane is if you have this shot. And I want to get over there and see my mother and my brother and all my family. There's a good chance that I'm going to say, fuck it. Hook me up with that stupid retard shit. Because I want to go over there. I want to go back to the UK. I want to see my family. I want to see my mother. I want to see my brother. You know what I mean?
I have been told that getting tested will be as good as having a vaccine.
Oh well, then we're good to go. Then if that's the case, we're good to go. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
You know, I mean,
I'll glad you want to put a swab up my nose. Fucking go for it. I'm good with that.
But there's more DNA, you see. If it's
Well,
digitally
that's
done
all
by a
they have
doctor,
to do. I-
they need to put on the records, or
Well,
it's
I know,
supposed
but
to go on the record.
they already got my DNA, Joe. I mean,
They've
I've
got
been
everybody's.
when I last when was it, like September or October, when I had kidney stones and I had to go into the hospital and have the operation to have them taken out. In order for me to go, even before I even had the operation, in order for me to go into the fucking hospital, I had to have the thing up my nose, the test. I had to have the test up, the thing up my nose. Beep, 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 beep. There you go. Up. So if they wanted my DNA, they already fucking got it. They already got that shit.
Of course, that's the thing about hospitals. When you get an operation, they must take a sample of it and DNA, put it on record.
They already got it, so it's not a big deal to me. They all, what if they needed my DNA? They already got that. They got that shit fucking months ago, so that's not an issue. It's done.
Melissa Jones has said, "Matt, you look shattered." I am.
What?
I am. I
What?
was tired. I
Matt,
should
shut it down.
have been. It's 5 a.m. in the
Matt,
morning.
shut up,
I should have been in bed like at midnight.
Come on,
I'm
dude,
5
this is
hours
great.
past
Come
it.
on, this is a great live stream. You're gonna get tons of views. It's awesome. We got
How
Joe
many
on the
likes
show.
is in there?
I reckon up to the point where we started
Come on,
like
hit the like
wandering
button,
off. Yeah,
everybody.
Dude,
but
I
it's
just
always the
noticed
same. It's always the same.
wait. I just noticed you got 7 dislikes. How is that?
Oh,
Who is the
we haven't.
fucking main hitting the thumbs
Oh, I
down?
was going to say, I know where 2 of them, so I'm
Who
putting
are
them
those
mind.
fucking retards that are hitting thumbs down? I don't understand.
Right.
If you don't like the stream, fuck off. Go watch something else.
But we always get that many, so therefore you can immediately eliminate them as being the usual fucking retards.
They're
So
obviously
when I start
mentally
getting
ill.
30, 40, 50, I'll be worried. But like, 13, you immediately subtract 13, you go, we're doing all right, yeah. It's like we haven't got we haven't actually got any real haters. Like some people with real gripes, we've just got the usual idiots.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Matt, just leave your channel going, right? If you fall asleep, leave your chat. Me and Garrett talk. We'll get more likes, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what, I could go to bed and turn my camera off and just let you guys chat for hours and then just work out whether or not you said anything interesting at the end of it. And then not in a rude way, not in a rude way. I'm just saying, like I can let you carry on if you wish.
I remember once, Matt. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember once you did a live stream, and the live stream began with you standing up in front of the camera, saying, "Okay, I'll be right there," and then walking out of the door, and then the live stream running for like 7 hours of just the camera pointing at an empty room.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
But do you remember what happened at the end of the live stream? Because somebody told me it was on.
I do remember, and it was very disturbing.
I remember that.
It was very, very disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah, because they told me it was on.
We'll not go there.
They told me it was on, so what I did, if anybody doesn't know, right, so what I did is I sneaked back in to my own live stream. I sneaked back into my own live stream, and I went underneath the camera, and I got a costume. And then I put the costume on, and then I came into the room and did a kinky dance as a tiger.
I do remember. I do remember.
Yeah.
It was very disturbing, but I do remember that. Yes,
it was quite bizarre, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was very, very fucking bizarre.
It wasn't. Yes. I didn't intend for me to leave that stream on like that, but once I knew,
it was like 8 hours of an empty room.
Yeah, and once I knew that I'd done it, and I was like, right, well, I've got to do something now to freak people out, because I bet there's people still watching it, even though there's nobody in the room, because they want to know what's going to happen.
Well,
they want to know what's going to happen. So I had to give them something at that point. I had to give them something.
Crazy, bizarre thing. You have an empty room for 8 hours, and people were fucking watching.
They were still watching it
because they're in the expectation that something is going to happen.
And when people told me you're live streaming by accident, I was like, well, I've got to do something now. It's just inevitable, isn't it? I have to come in and do something.
I remember. I remember you coming on the screen going like this.
Yeah, I was like giving it all like, dance moves as a tiger.
With a mask on. It
Yeah,
was fucking
it's a
bizarre.
Zentai
It was
suit.
off the scales. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very strange. I remember watching it thinking, what the fuck am I watching?
I haven't even watched that. I don't even know where that is. That's probably somewhere lurking
I was like, what the
lurking
fuck am
somewhere.
I seeing right now?
Yeah.
And there was another
funny.
one where you came on in disguise with the fucking wig on and a scar on your face and a fucking patch and shit like a pirate. Remember that?
No, I don't actually.
Dude,
Did I do that?
No, Matt, what you need.
you came on and you had like fucking dreadlocks.
Oh, I remember
all your-
that. Yeah. But it was obviously me, surely.
Oh, of course, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was obviously you, but it was bizarre.
Yeah. Matt,
Yeah.
what you need is a Darth Vader outfit.
There you go.
Mm.
There you go.
Yeah.
A Darth Vader outfit.
See,
All
Joe is not
troopers
wrong.
at bay.
Steve Wills, who's still here, he won't let his missus come on.
Is he on yet?
He
Where's
won't live
Steve?
it. He
Come
won't
on.
live it down. He wouldn't let his missus come down.
Bring Steve on. Where's Steve?
Yeah. Well, no, he's in the chat. He's in the chat, but he says he's probably. I've seen Claire when we're like, yeah, Claire's like me. She'll end up pulling her privates out and just peeing on stream or something. No, sorry.
Yeah,
baby. Yeah.
Bring Steve on.
I think we get to that level. We get to that fully locked in level where it's just like nothing else matters.
Steve.
Well,
bring Steve
nothing
on.
matters.
Steve,
yeah.
Although I get the vibe.
Money jokey, by the way,
wrong.
Claire. I'm not saying that you would do that, but
I get the vibe that Steve is technologically challenged. Am I wrong?
No, he's not. Actually, he's just
bring him on. Click the link.
No, he doesn't. I know what it is. He knows if he comes on, Claire's going to be going in front of the camera. That's what he's worried about, and he wants to maintain a decorum of him. He wants to present himself well.
Steve, if you're watching, Steve,
I don't care. But I think Steve has principles and standards that he wishes to be like seen in a certain, and he thinks that Claire's gonna be like, come on, boys, come on. That's what he thinks. I think that's what he's worried about.
Yeah, baby.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, don't hit the thumbs down. Hit the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Channel.
It's like 5 a.m, boys.
Okay, it's okay, man. It's only
it's only
9 o'clock over here.
Yeah, it's only 9 for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right.
Do you know what?
Baby,
I came back for you tonight, Gareth, because actually,
where'd you go?
I'll say no. I came back for my dog first because I was late, and then and also because you are not able to do your live streams, and I felt sorry for you, and I thought, we need to come on for Gareth and give him a bit of live stream action.
Hey, Matt, next week. No, seriously, next week when I'm back and I do the mindset Friday Night Howl, you need to come on, dude. You need to come on the stream.
But you know what I'm like? I don't remember that these things are on.
I know.
And you have to kind of nudge me during the day a couple of times.
I know.
And then I'll be ready for it. So yeah.
Yeah, but I'll ping you throughout the week to get you ready because it'd be great to have you on the show.
It'd be good.
Because there's a lot of people that watch my stream that watch your stream, and they come on my stream. But they never come on your stream.
Come on my stream.
Yeah, they come on your stream.
It's like a song
song
by Square Pusher.
Are you leaving?
Song by Square Pusher.
Is Joe okay? What's up, Joe? You all right?
Why?
Why are you, man? All right.
Why, aye, man,
look quite
Gareth.
good.
Why are you, man?
The proper UK guy, man. I've been on a while, but I think it's because Matt doesn't
You
trust
messed
him.
up the camera, man. You sprayed some shit.
Yeah, just try and be careful now. I see.
I came on my selector.
Yep.
Wah wah wee wah.
Yeah, wow, wee
So,
wah.
so next
Just,
next Friday night, I'll be back with my
Smells nice.
streaming on the Mindset Howl, Friday Night Howl. Hopefully Matt will join us. That'll be great. It'll be awesome.
I've tried joining in a couple of times.
Have you really, Joe?
Gareth, I've tried to join to come on a couple of times, but it's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, next time, Joe. Next time, I'll gladly have you on the show to talk to you. It's always great to talk to Joe.
Aye.
And next week, Matt, come on, it'll be great.
Really?
If you're up, because I know that fucking the time zone thing is such a pain in the ass. The whole time zone is a fucking nightmare. It's such a pain in the ass.
You can explain to all your American friends, see.
Yeah.
He's from the northeast, and explain what you
Stop talking out of your.
There you go.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Green smoke.
So my YouTube ban will be lifted tomorrow. So after tomorrow, I will be free to live stream as I see fit.
I'm freshened, and my room is far too fresh now.
There you go. Is it
green smoke?
Is it vanilla? What flavor is that?
It's air freshener.
What flavor though? What does it smell like?
Winter spice is called.
Winter spice. All right, there you go. Very good. All right. Excellent.
Yeah. Anyway, but everyone seems to be. How many people we still got? Yeah, I can't believe there's people still. Yeah, hang on. Let's have a quick look.
Come on, hit that like button, everybody.
115 people in the chat.
And the 3.
Wow. Dude, you got 103 likes.
Well,
and
the likes are stayed the same. Dislikes have stayed the same, but
7 fucking pieces of shits put the thumbs down.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, as long as the likes are less than as long as the hates, the hates are less than the likes, then surely it's okay.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's really good. That's really good. The fact there are 7 fucking mental cases that hit the thumbs down instead of just leaving the channel and watching something else is a bit disturbing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt, I think you should read some of the chats out.
The weird thing is, it's like, you know, these people, the people who hate me, watch.
That's so weird, man. That fucking blows my mind. Like, if they hate you, why would they fucking watch you?
You know, I mean, I can think far better things to do in my time than like watching somebody I hate.
How crazy is that? Yeah, exactly.
You know,
if you don't like, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
It's like me tuning into fucking EastEnders or, you know, like watching EastEnders or Coronation Street. I fucking hate it. And I'm going to endure that shit? I'm not going to endure that shit. But you fucking pricks, you seem like suckers for punishment.
Like, if you don't like Matt's channel, then go watch something else. It's real simple. It's really fucking simple. It's so so simple. It's ridiculous.
I can save you your life. You know, you're never going to get that time back. I can assure you.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, so if you hate it, fuck it off.
Yeah, for sure, right? For sure. So, do you have some explorers lined up for tomorrow, Matt?
I do. Yes.
Yes. Go and watch BBC.
Yes. I will. We are going to have to distract. Let's put it like this: we're going to have to distract some things and people, and then we're going to like do some stuff which involves ladders.
Ooh.
And we may be getting into a government building.
Oh, even better.
So There we are.
I eagerly look forward to those videos being edited, curated, and released to the public. Absolutely marvelous. Yes, pip and all that.
And as far as I'm aware, we'll be the first people to have ever gone in this place. So, yeah. So
sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Are you ready to wrap this shit up so you can get some sleep?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I want to get some sleep so that we can get this.
I am.
You'll far more enjoy that than
I'm getting the vibe.
This.
The end is nigh.
You will love the videos we can produce, but this
you produce great videos. You know what? I have to say, your output of videos is fucking spectacular, dude. You're putting out like 2 or 3 videos a week, which is amazing, fucking amazing. Like legit. That because I mean, people. No, but let me just people who just
chats and then
let me just say, people who are just watching the videos. People who are just watching the video on YouTube. I'm gonna watch a video. It's like, oh, look at this, Matt's got a new video. They don't realize the fucking work that went behind the scenes to get that video ready to be on YouTube. That's a shit ton of fucking work. It's not like it's not like you walk around with the camera, filming, upload, I'm done. No, that's a huge fucking ordeal. It's no joke. So the fact that he can pump out 3 videos a week, dude, my hat is off to you. That's no joke. That's some fucking serious risks. That's awesome. It's amazing.
And I mean, I've got a hell of a lot of videos actually in the bag, which I'd like to bring out, but we're kind of, we always kind of hang back so that other people can do things, and can kind of get to places and do things before we put stuff out. But I mean, if I was to just produce and release the stuff I've got, you'd have a week full of like 3 videos a day. Wow. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff waiting in the wings.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But that's what it's about. It's good fun, but we want to bring people we like on the ride, so we hold back on some things to kind of get them to go and have a look before it goes tits up, because inevitably everything I do gets shut. So
you got to get to it while you can.
It's just other people, if they can get to it before it gets shut, because everything we do always ends up getting boarded up and shut up, and so
yeah.
So, but anyway,
let's
Gareth, I've said, if and Joe as well, if one day we meet down here, if you want to,
I mean, dude, seriously,
we'll do some explores.
December.
I reckon one day Joe
I'm
Gareth.
aiming for December. As long as this COVID shit is not fucking too mental, I will be in the UK sometime in December, January of this year.
Yeah. And I will take you on some full.
I'll let you know, and we can hook up and make some videos and do whatever.
Yeah,
and it'll be great.
Hopefully it'll be like a full chase scenario, running away from something, and we'll and we're like,
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of heights, and I know about electricity.
Why, Joe?
Why,
man?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
so
we'll play it by ear, but I'll keep you in the loop, man. I'll let you know, but hopefully, I'm aiming for December. Yeah. I'll be over for a few weeks for sure.
If it's not like climbing out of a hole and changing your we did the other night, climb out of a hole, change our clothes, running, and then and then sneaking up on the police we ran away from and filming them whilst there's
stuck with a pylon. Look, it's on.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'll tell you right now, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not going to be changing clothes and fucking sneaking up on cops. That's not happening.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get something. Maybe
best case scenario, we'll go on and explore. Worst case scenario, we'll meet up for a pint.
Yeah, but the best kind of explores are the ones where you're a little bit like, what's going to happen here, and. Yeah,
I'll just dangle off one of the wires off the pylon and say, "Do you want your own George?"
There you go.
Yeah.
Sub-
So
subtitles.
hopefully we will at some point get those types of explores. They'll give you,
We'll
because
see.
anyone can explore some places, but like
Yeah,
you've got make it special, make it a memory, isn't it? Make it something like
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, worst case scenario, we'll meet up for a couple of drinks or something. We'll go to a pub and have a few pints. But ideally, we'll go on an explore or something.
Yeah,
You know?
we will. Yeah, ideally.
Ideally.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right, then, guys. I'm gonna
Okay.
bail. And I want to say, Joe, great to talk to you again, man. Hope your TV is fixed.
You take care and look after yourself, you man.
You too, Joe. Matt, always a pleasure. Let's do it again sometime. Great to talk to you as always. People in the chat room, thank you so much. Great to talk to you. I'll be back next week with the Mindset How on the Mindset channel. Tune in if you can.
Job, man. And Matt,
makes it so much easier for me. It's like I don't have to do anything here. Just like just click end video.
All right, guys.
It's all done.
Good night, all.
Yeah.
See ya.
It's all done. Or a Scooby-Doo does. Was it like
Yep. Thank you for the likes.
Yeah.
Everybody in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. I think Gareth said it all, so yeah, we'll go to bed now. Yeah.
Well, Matt, I'm going to say good night to you. Let you get some kip, get your heat tune.
Yeah.
Take
I'm
care
going
of you, Matt.
straight to bed. In fact, I'm going to let the dog out. No, she's already pissed on the floor, so it's I'll let her out anyway, so I don't have to do a double piss on the floor cleanup. So yeah. But on that note, we'll catch you soon.
On that note, hi.
No.
Catch you on the next one.
All the best. Yep.